Hello. Good evening. Hi, everybody. 10 minutes late. Not horrible, but not great, but not horrible. All right. Let's see. Um. Okay. Just make sure. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, member, Texas. Hello, forever blessed. Hi, everybody. That's coming in. There is a lot, on the docket, especially after just everything that went down, and y'all get my opinion. This whole thing is in my opinion. Hi, how you doing, Miss Rocky? Welcome. So there's so much. So we're definitely gonna go over the Chud the Builder situation. That's just nonsense. That's like quick, whatever nonsense. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. I think things are playing out nicely for him. So um, that's that. And um, so we'll see. And we're gonna talk about Drake and his and the album. I did not hear everything, but I heard a lot of snippets. Done, I've looked at a lot. My timeline is flooded on all aspects. Um, it's just so much. We're also gonna talk about Kendrick and the uh, the the removal of his streams. Um, and also, a lot of the time is gonna be, a lot. We're gonna spend a lot of bulk of the time with, you know, decoding or just talking about also, um, how pathetic Drake's album is. It's like a severe cry for help. It's like it's sad. It's actually sad. A lot of people, there was a lot of anticipation, and when you have a lot of eyes and anticipation on a project, you got to come through correct. You got to make sure that that thing is hitting, is busting, is great. And he didn't follow, he didn't come through. He didn't come through, which I already knew. So check out my video that I did, and I posted it like an hour or whatever before he dropped. And I basically predicted this whole thing. I predicted that he was just going to be dissing, and this is actually hilarious. The Kendrick this is like, I almost couldn't get through just writing my notes and everything, because they were so out of control funny to me. And maybe I'm the only reactor that finds it funny, but I thought it was so hysterical. Like, Kendrick, I just want to say Kendrick lives rent free, utilities free in this man's mind. Like, he is haunted to the point of absolute no return by Kendrick. And argue with a tree, argue with a block of ice, because it is true. And by us seeing, what he said on this album and how his fans are turning aggressively against him, you will understand what we're talking about here with this album. It's Thank you for all the people that are listening to the shorts, and and are commenting. Some of the funny comments are like, "Oh, you should be a voice actor or actress, or an audiobook reader with my commentary." The reason I'm doing commentary, number one, I always like to, but I'm doing it even more is because, again, we're fighting and protecting the channel with, so beating copyrights, beating strikes, just everything. Because, as I've said, YouTube is being extremely aggressive. And if you don't believe me, look at some of your content creators, your favorites, that they're getting their channels taken down. out of nowhere for all these weird technicalities, because it's basically AI. And YouTube said it, and I put it in my last live. I even show you the document from YouTube, behind the scenes from YouTube, verbiage that says that human and AI will scan channels, and now they're demonetizing, closing channels down. It's a miracle and a privilege that we're here. But I do have contingency plans if this thing goes left. Again, like I said before, y'all can follow me on IG. I just started it. I don't really put as much into it, but I am going to now, just like as a backup. And also, if something does happen, I will be back. um, I will, y'all recognize that it's me. Y'all know by the name, etc. Welcome, Mimi and Sanja Edison. Welcome. Thanks for being here. So y'all know it's me. If shit goes left, okay? Y'all know it's me. Or y'all get the vibes of my shorts. You're gonna be like, this feels like Sister Savage at it, or something like that. So if this thing, follow me on IG. Oh, Nani, hi, how you doing? Welcome. Save back your ish. Yes, thank you, Mimi. Absolutely. I am saving. I'm a sneaky one. I'm saving. I have other stuff. I have other channels. I'll just say that, and I'm backing stuff up already, and I'm also backing stuff up on other platforms. Two phone baby Keem. I got like literally I'm backing stuff up even on old phones. Like trust me, I'm on it. You know what I mean? I'm on it. I'm really on it. I'm beyond paranoid. Like I'm the worst person to even worry about stuff, because I'll just, So I got plans upon plans, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If this is what God has for us, it's gonna, no man can stop it. And it's gonna come through, and sometimes things are disguised as blessings, so we can learn and do it better. So while I have this right now, that's why I'm doing the commentary, because the commentary is like, fair act. If you know about content creators, or if you know about content creation and you're trying to have a channel, you have a channel. Fair act is like if you show that it's entertainment, but now YouTube is not really, going with a lot of entertainment. Like they're still shutting entertainment down. But you have to show that it's educational entertainment, or if it's music or whatever. So I'm trying to do all of it, and that's why I'm like, and I'm giving you, and everybody's benefiting, because then I'll give you the backstories of some of the videos that I put out, so you enjoy the backstories. And I don't know what the percentage is of how much I'm supposed to talk on these things, but I'm just talking. Sometimes I talk a lot, sometimes a little. And I do have a lot to say. So thank goodness I have a lot to say. Thank you for being here. Hello, Miss Lachelle. Member Miss Lachelle, thank you so much. Alex Wright, Gloria, thank you so much for all the support. Diego, YouTube crazy. No, YouTube's crazy. See, I try to tell them, Diego, and we talked a little bit in the comments. I try to tell people how crazy it was vehemently. I was speaking like really passionately / aggressively in my last live. And as soon as the day is bright, the stuff with Kendrick, and by the way, we could talk about that now, because that's one of the things. And we'll still talk about Kendrick and coming out and all this hype behind, the boogeyman, Mr. Morale, Mr. the magical Kendrick Lamar. Working on something, cooking something delicious in the background. But as far as, there was a lot of speculation about his removal of his songs and stuff. And people were saying, oh, he's going independent, he's trying to do this. There is a reason why that happened, but we can't really talk about it. But Kendrick has already been trying to go against the powers that be, and against the industry, and against having to have even the UMG. He's probably thinking about the UMG distribution deal that he has. He already owns his work, since he's been in PG Lang, and he's also trying to make deals, with TDE and everything. But the fact of the matter is that these platforms are not so secure where anybody could just take stuff down or anything could happen. So I know it's also a combination of these platforms as well, and it's not that reliable, is what I'm saying. They're not that reliable because certain things should have been done seamlessly. By the way, a lot of people don't know, like when you change management or you change company, like let's say an artist has a new deal, y'all not supposed to know in YouTube that it shuts down and then reloads. That's not supposed to happen. The DSPs and all that stuff is supposed to be smooth, where it'll automatically change. You just see in the credits or whatever, you'll be like seeing a new name. It's not supposed to be like, oh, we changing companies and then we're gonna upload it. So just make sure y'all know that it's supposed to be seamlessly. They've done it a million times before. So this was something different. Okay, and this was also has something to do, like I said, and I'm the one of the only ones saying this, and I hear content creators saying, "Oh, y'all crazy if you think it was just a YouTube thing." Raise your hand, content creators. Shout out to Charles Brown. That's my, he's the truth. I like him. A lot of people in my comments be like, "Yo, you know about him?" Yeah. I kind of talked to him a little bit, this week, when the channel stuff happened. So I spoke to him for the first time. It was cool, what I'm saying, like-minded. And it's not just that, something that Kendrick uploads. Kendrick will not disturb his stuff. He don't want attentions like this. Even though people think Kendrick wants attention, he does not want attentions like this. He wants everything to be smooth. So that it has something to do with the platform allowing the shit to hit the fan. And there is something going on in the background, but they're not talking about it. That we're not, like there is something going on. And Kendrick, every step he makes, every moves he takes is for the improvement and betterment of his company, and so he can have control. We need to have a YouTube or platform like that made by our people. You understand? Come on, there's a lot of smart people in our community. Somebody get a platform. I'll support, I'll do whatever. We need our own FUBU of YouTube. For us, by us. That's the bottom line. We need something, because we cannot depend on this. I used to be feeling like, oh, I'm an independent agent. Nobody can fire me. I don't have no boss because I'm on YouTube. No. Like, YouTube promotes these, like Chud the Builder and all these Twitch apps and all these things. Let this dude ride. Can you trust a site that lets that ride? Nah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really respectfully trust any platforms like that unless it's done by an intentional person, for us, by us. Fubu this thing, somebody. Thank you. Let me see what y'all saying. Thank you for agreeing with me. Like, I'm literally on edge. Like, anything could happen any minute with our channel, and y'all believe me. Now people believe me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was saying it last week, and then, almost like an intuitive that I may be, the hit the fan. So if you want to support, let me just put my stuff, because they're not even allowing us to, like, some of us to have the super chat button. It's crazy. It is literally crazy in these streets. Like, it is crazy. It's crazy. So let me put my information. Anybody want to support or whatever, we working hard, and like Charles also said, it's not easy being in front of the camera. It's not easy putting this thing together. Y'all don't have an idea how much research I do. I get people sick and tired of me. Like, I'm like, look this up, look that up. So yeah, it's a tough battle. We're only here because we really love it. We like to speak. We like to talk. We like to dissect bars. I'm speaking maybe for myself. Let's see what y'all saying. Texas say, excellent. Hope your day is fine. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's see. Spotify added botting, saving, even before Mimi said before the day was out that he was at #1, had to retract. Like, and Spotify bugging out. Spotify bugging the hell out. What the hell, And that's why a lot of people, a lot of y'all get conflicting information where y'all think like, oh, Kendrick's #1, and we do see, and that's why I'll be waiting a minute to make sure it's verified by different by verifications and stuff, and then out of nowhere it's like, no, somebody else or some nonsense. Like, it's just crazy. So yeah, I'm definitely saving. Happy to join the live. Thank you. New Orleans Finest, thank you. Um, you too crazy for sure. Thank you. You did call it. Diego, I told you, thank you for being there. You know, the last live I did call it, and as sure as the day is bright, as soon as I called it in that week, everything hit the fan. Some think I'm psychic, you know? All right, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's crazy. No, it's because you get a feel for thing. I'm hyper like sensitive with reading the room and stuff, so I can feel when something's coming because they've been doing too much. YouTube literally is like punishing us. Like I'm not able to do this. My members know. My members could tell you. You know what I'm saying? I lost a lot of members because of that, because of YouTube and stuff. You know, and it is what it is. I understand. They're taking such a high percentage of super chats. They take about 30-40%. You know what I mean? And that's why people be putting Cash App and sometimes when you guys ask me what's your Cash App in a comment, it'll erase it. Try it. Try it. As soon as if you put anybody's Cash App in a comment, YouTube will erase it immediately as soon as you finish typing it. I'm learning a lot about YouTube. The fan base going to be until old boy started tripping about Kendrick. Spotify got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Yo, Spotify, why Spotify? And then they're charging more a month. It's just crazy. Love and blessings, Jude C, 10MS. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Mr. Shaw, those BTS fans were having it. K-pop fans are on a different level. Yeah, they were ridiculous. Um, they were crazy. Yes, they already say PayPal doesn't take 30% from you like super chats. Oh, PayPal, I gotta figure it out. But see, PayPal, I don't even know. And I looked into Patreon and I have good and bad. You know, because Patreon, I'm trying to figure out because it looks like Patreon has something to do with YouTube, and I don't want that. You know, but and they're also doing like copyright stuff, but they're not as crazy as YouTube yet. But so it's some nonsense still. I'm trying to figure out what I love and what I can count on. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna get started. So again, we're gonna start talking about 30 to 40%. As any content creator, Juicy, as any content creator. So we don't, we love your support, and it's like we we get pennies, and that's why people be so big on Cash App. I used to be like, yo, why people putting their Cash App and stuff? That's why, because it's like, yo, this is our job. This is one of my jobs. I have to, of course, I can't count on this being my sole job. So, but this is one of my jobs that I take the most serious. Because when I'm working on other things, I'm still like, my mind is on this, like my channel. So I want to put out good stuff for y'all and everything, good content. I'm always thinking about stuff. That's why y'all like, wait, every time I post, I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. It's because I never stop. I never sleep. Like the boogeyman, like the boogie woman that I am. I'm always thinking of new things. I'm always doing connections with a purpose, so I can, I have access to stuff and to amazing stuff. There's so much more that I want to put, and they keep blocking it. I got exclusive stuff, Kendrick material, and they will not let me. It'll just literally say blocked. You've been warned. Like, it just is threatening me. Like, I got so much stuff. I got stuff y'all wouldn't even imagine. I have access to stuff. That's why they think I have the hard drive. But they're not letting me. And my members too love y'all, man. Member Care Bread doesn't care. How you doing, beautiful people? So glad I made the live. All right, so let's start with Chud the Builder, so we can get him out the way, get him packed the hell up real quick and easy, smooth, clean. Thank you so much, Gamma. McGee, thank you so much. YouTube also unsubscribes people too. I'm sleep, yo. YouTube unsubscribes too. I don't doubt anything. Y'all can tell me anything bad about YouTube. I'm gonna believe it right now, because it took my super chat thing off. I just can't, man. We trying to make a living, we trying to bring honorable information, and for people that have interest in music and music news from us. Y'all could trust some of us, because we doing the research. I'm an enthusiast of music, and you could tell by my edits, I mix music too, so that's why some of the songs, if you hear a song and it sounds familiar like another song, I mixed it with 2 or 3 songs I blend it. I'm doing crazy edits. I'll be putting my hand on ice. Like, I'll be editing like crazy. So this guy, Chud the Builder, like, you know, I'm going to say she was a fairy. Huh? Huh? She was a fairy. Huh? Why am I saying that? Because that's what they found. They found that he's all messed up in the head. He's missing all his marbles. He has a fetish, in my opinion. He has a fetish for black people and a weird obsession. You know how some fans, and we discovered that through Rihanna's fan. I'm glad that she was okay. You know how some fans are obsessed and all they think about is doing something or whatever, and it's like to the point of, if nobody can have, if I can't have you, no one can, or just that type of obsession, like, oh, I want to be a hero. This is what happened when the research, you know, when we researched Chud the Builder. He has a lot of problems. He's the, like, the villain story is like, his villain ever is like made up from just being a loser growing up, or the kid that is like a weirdo, lost, trying to find himself. There's a bunch of pictures of him. You know, there's pictures of him in a fairy costume. There's pictures of him with doing some weird stuff. And what he does, he's sick. He started out, some of the things he does is he pays homeless people and he'll give them whatever so that he can have a moment to humiliate them. Like, if I call you the N-word, I'm gonna give you $5. And, you know, so he goes to these neighborhoods where there's devastation or a few black people or whatever, but he doesn't go to every neighborhood, because I'm still waiting. I was waiting for him to go to Compton real quick, like, just go to, you know, go to Compton real quick, go to New York City real quick with that, because they gonna they will lace you up, boy. They gonna set you right. You know what I'm saying? So go to, like, you know, different, go to Chicago, inner city, you know what I mean? Go to Chi-Town, you know what I mean? Let's see what they're talking about over there. Ask, you know, do your little requests over there. So I feel like he's completely obsessed with black people, and he needed somebody to take it out on. All the bullying, all the weirdo stuff, no, he didn't fit in. It's one of these didn't fit in people. And he wanted, I think he had no other options in his life, or so he thought, because again, he's missing all his marbles. He's crazier than a soup sandwich, you know. So he basically was like, well, I want some attention, a pick me. Like, if I gotta go all out, I'm gonna be in the news anyways, and then, you know, I'm gonna get attention that way. And the fact that he had a GoFundMe and some psychos like him are supporting him, he's like, I have, you know, so he's in his mind thinking, I have people, I have. Those are people that didn't grow up with love. Those are people that didn't grow up with their needs being taken care of. They're neglected, so they have to find weird love in extreme ways, but they're also not cohesive in their head. Because a lot of us is like, if we didn't grow up with that much love or whatever, you find a community, you join groups of people, find people that you relate to. And he's just was doing too much. But to me, it felt like he was going to places where there was mostly white people, and then like a little area that had like some black people. And if you really about that life, then don't carry a weapon, don't carry no pepper spray, don't carry a piece. And he met a couple real ones that he felt kind of scared at that, like, I think it was at a gas station. He was like surrounded and people were like spitting in his face. They were doing crazy stuff, and he was, you know, trying to throw rocks and hide your hands, J. Cole-ish, you know, but to the extreme, of course. So he's not really about that life, but they're gonna have a wonderful party with him in jail, a fantastic party. And right now he's looking for, he's trying to ask for him to be, you know, he don't want to be part of Gen Pops, you know. He don't want to be general population. He's trying to get isolated right now. That's what the latest story. His bail is at 1.25 million, and I was like, thank God, you know, that the judge, because I was like, the judge, but the guy, the funniest guy was one of the court bailiff or somebody. He was black. The way he was looking at him, he looked through that through Chud the Builder's soul. He looked through his soul like, ask me if I'm chimping out. Yo, go ahead, ask me if I'm chimping out. Let's see what y'all saying. They gonna have a field day. He gonna have the best. I hope he continues his content from jail. I really do. I want him to continue his content from jail, and I want it to play out in real life. And I'm gonna react to it. He's a loser. He's a complete loser. Yeah, Diego. Um, your edits go tough. Thank you. Drake is obsessed with Rihanna. Did a great video. Yeah. Yeah, there's some psychopaths that get obsessed and they don't let go. And you know what? Drake has some of Chud isms, because when he was not accepted, look at the correlations. When they find that their mask off, right? Ironically, the mask is off, and the one that that started, that had the song was Future with Mask Off. So the mask literally, I think that's poetic justice, that like that was a Future song and the mask came off. From then, that's when Kendrick went ham. And so they have this obsession and they won't let it go. Drake has not let anything go. When we go over this thing, y'all going to laugh a good belly laugh. The stuff that I found that I had to research, and I didn't listen to that whole album, and that's why my ears are not bleeding, because I can't. For your safety, do not listen to that album. I don't recommend it being played anywhere around children, hey, minors. Like, do not listen to that crap. It's booty cheeks. It's dumpster juice. And if you think I'm kidding, go on IG right now, go on TikTok and type Iceman trash. That you're welcome ahead of time. But I did so you don't have to. Compton will be his last stop. Oh yeah. Paying homeless people to partake in the sick. It's sick, Care Bear, because they're gonna do it. They're gonna be, especially a crackhead or somebody under the influence will be like, yo, $10, I'll do it. So that's what he was trying to do. You get me? I can't wait. I'm waiting for him to continue his content from jail. I want him to tell one person you're chimping out. I am waiting for that. Be real. Continue your content. Don't let jail stop you. Do not let jail stop you. Continue. Go ahead and just, do your thing. And get a few buff guys, the ones that are there and they don't care and they're serving life, they're like, man, got nowhere to go. I'll chimp out, It's gonna have a terrifying ending for him. Terrible. And the next horror movie will be based on that. I promise you. It's gonna have a terrifying ending if they find him at all. If you know, you know. If they do find him at all. You know what I'm saying? There's people real sick in jail that need a reason to hate on somebody because they ain't going nowhere. So it's about to get crazy. So no, hi, how you doing? Mr. Shell said right. He would have been under a white sheet already. He would have been. Brown Sugar, how you doing? Kendrick has to fight back. Why do y'all say he has to let it go? What they talk about? Kendrick has to fight back. As far as Kendrick, listen, Kendrick doesn't have to do too much. He just has to continue to work on good music or whatever. That's why everybody was saying Kendrick is gonna drop right as soon as Iceman drops. Nah, he gonna give him a couple of days, a couple of weeks, or a couple of months, and he is cooking something else. So he don't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. And I know how Kendrick moves. He don't have to do that. Because that dude is eliminating himself with his own bars. Iceman album, it looks like he gave his new ghostwriters or first graders. I'm telling you, I promise you. You could tell his ghostwriters have left the building, and I have notes upon notes to prove it. Notes upon notes. This is going to be great. Nina Love Hall. The man Aubrey is broken. He is broken. The character Drake is fallen. I can't listen. In all of my lives, I've always said that Drake on Degrassi is the real Drake. He wasn't acting. He's acting right after Degrassi. That's when he's acting. I don't know, y'all was here like that. Y'all acting like. I gotta remove somebody. I haven't hit somebody from my channel in like 3.5 hours. Okay, that was cool. Okay, cool. That was easy. Smooth. Right, cut him right to the bone marrow. That was easy. That's a savage. Hi, how you doing? What we doing? Yeah, we cutting people. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. They were doing too much. I don't know what they were. I couldn't read all that stuff. I cut them on the strength of I'm not reading that shit. Like, Mr. Shaq, Kendrick doesn't need to respond. The albums are doing it for him. Exactly. We are true Kendrick fans. How you doing, Jackie Murphy? Hi, welcome. Chris Hart, how you doing? God, I can't believe anyone has listened to that thing 3 times. That shit 3 times. Oh no, ain't no way. There is no way. There is no way. All I heard to do this research were snippets, and I was either crying laughing or crying. Like I was like, get me the hell. I couldn't. So I just looked at print and looked at like some, some of the stuff that's trending, and that's it. And that's how I did my research. Cause ain't no way. Ain't no way. You do not want to. Yo, I swear on everything. Go listen to any song. It's a snooze fest, and on top of that, it's so garbage. So, K. Dot Forever, Team Kendrick. That what we doing? What we doing? Hey, what you guys are talking about? So we're talking about. We were just talking about Chud the Builder, and this is a quick pack out. Like he's. I'm just thankful that things worked out the way they did. That he literally in his mind thought that he could try to shoot somebody, and they were gonna find him. You know how that it was gonna be another Black Lives Matter march. That's what he thought. He thought, oh no, I'm gonna be famous. It's nothing gonna. He was gonna Zimmerman his way through here. Hey, we ain't forget about you, Zimmerman, Florida. Okay, we never gonna forget. So he thought he could just live his life, and even he's having horrendous karma. He's dead inside. He's done. So he thought this was gonna be a hero story. He didn't think that it was gonna turn out like that. 1.25 million in bail money, and he's gonna try to appeal it on the 22nd or the 21st. He got bail hearing. Who cares? But they hit him where it hurts. They hit him with attempted unaliving, and a bunch of other charges, and they took his content into play. Thank goodness. Like so far so good. We're gonna be watching though. We're gonna be watching. This better not turn left. No technicalities. Let that dude out. Do not let this turn left, because it's gonna be a revolution in the streets, and they, for sure, I think they're gonna find them. So right now it's going all right. They charged him. The guy that he shot, the person he shot is okay, is in stable condition. And he shot his own arm while shooting. He don't even know how to. I can't. I seriously can't. So I don't know how, but he shot himself too. He shot himself in the process. So he grazed himself, his arm. So I don't know how he's gonna hold the phone or whatever, or do his content, but he better do it from jail. He better continue asking people if they want to chimp out or whatever. I'm not listening to all of that. No, yeah, we're not listening to that. KTJ said exactly everything he deserves. Chud the Builder. He's a guy that goes around trying to rage bait black people, asking them, can they saying the N word and saying, yo, N word, take this money from the floor, or just disrespecting so that they can engage. When they engage, he throws pepper spray, or he, threatens them with a gun, and he threatens them, yo, I'm live. This is evidence. I want to say what he is. I want to say the word, but I'm not going to say it because it's not politically correct. But he is delayed, I'm going to say. He's just straight delayed. Good. I'm just glad they got him, and he can't believe his fate. So that's great. That's fantastic. So now we're gonna start with this Drake situation, because it is excessive. Let me just start by saying Kendrick did his big one. Kendrick's mission was to elevate the intelligence of the collective. When Kendrick said the audience is not slow, he actually meant a little drizzle of Drake's fans. Not everybody, because they are delayed. They have a brain full of popcorn. Most of them, if they're lucky. But Kendrick spoiled us with substance, with good quality production of music, with words that mean something, with bangers. He gave us everything. So we're not hungry. We don't need nothing. We got our summer bangers. We got our everyday hits. We got our elevating music to elevate. We got our sexy songs. We got our my sexy song, Good Flirts. You know, we got everything that we needed. And then Hey Now, you know, the beginning, Hey Baby, you know, we got everything that we freaking needed. And on the Baby Keem album too. So even Baby Keem, who's supposed to be a 20-year-old, that he could just put out anything and talk about nonsense, is has more substance and is showing, you know, the audience how to like, how to love music and how to appreciate it, and what good quality is. And I swear to goodness, I think a bunch of Drake's fans be chilling with Kendrick's music on the low, because the amount of hate is unprecedented. Like the amount of hate of Drake and his fans turning on him is astronomical. I've never seen it, because there's always Glazers and they still are. But look at IG, look online, look at the memes, and look at TikTok, and look at Twitter. On fire, completely on fire. And I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you why. Yo, they are taking him to Magic Mountain. Like the memes, like to the point where somebody's probably feeling bad for him. Like people literally feeling bad. There's people saying I'm a Drake fan, but I don't know. People wondering what Kendrick did to him. It got so crazy. There's a Drake. Somebody started a Drake hate hotline where you could call in and just talk about what you hate about the album. I kid you not. I'm done. There's a hot. I've never seen this before. But because Kendrick show you how to do things, how things work best, how, you know, how to inspire people, how to, and you heard the snippet with Nights Over Egypt that Kendrick's working on. Are you crazy? Compared to this slop that he's saying. Oh my God, DJ Academic fell asleep on stream. What else you need? That he fell asleep on stream. But we're gonna dissect some of this only because it's so fun to pick on Drake. One of my funniest contents is Drake. If you type Drake on my page, you see that I'm an absolute fool. I am one silly Willy. I'm the funniest, silliest girl making these edits for Drake. Oh my God, I got him. I disrespect him so wonderfully. Enjoy. If you look up my Drake content, it's outrageous. It is outrageous. Thank you. Somebody said, Miss Laverne said, you are correct. Yo, it is on fire. The internet is on fire, and I love every minute of it. It feeds my savagery. I love that this for us, and I love that for him. I don't have to listen to that mess. You can't listen to it, even if you wanted to. You're gonna fall asleep. Somebody did 3.5 hours, and they said, and they were like crying and pissed off and throwing stuff and breaking stuff online because it was dumpster juice. How do I describe it? Dumpster juice. After you take the garbage out of the dumpster, the big dumpsters, the community dumpsters, is the juice is on the bottom. That's what it was. Absolutely, Liza. I didn't listen to them and don't plan to. 5 minutes and that was enough for me. His intention. Audra, how you doing? Okay, let's see. Let's see what Miss Texas said. Yeah, you didn't listen to him before the beef. Listen. I was one of the very few people that when Drake came out, I'm like, yo, he sounds like fake. Even though he does have a voice, I guess, that sounds kind of like a rapper or whatever. I was like, this guy's annoying. It sounds so fake, and the singing is pathetic. I love me a singing Kendrick, but Drake sounds, and Drake try to imitate Kendrick, y'all going to laugh. Deep belly laugh at how much he tried to imitate Kendrick. He tried to do beat switches in this thing, and people are raging and getting so angry, breaking stuff online. Like, I hope he doesn't have another beat switch, you know. And he tried to do beats. Bless his heart. Bless his freaking pathetic heart. It's so crazy. I'm not doing Kendrick, so I'm glad. Yeah. TDE and PG Lamb been feeding the streets some quality, and now it's a hot mess for these fools. It is done. Listen, Drake has been cooked. He turned Drake into a piñata, and I'm in line. I want to hit it. You know, I'm so excited. Yeah, Nina Love said 30%. All right, transactions. Yeah. Okay, so this is what happens with Drake. First of all, he's drowning in autotune. Okay, we're gonna start with that. He's drowning his sorrows in autotune. So that's one of the bullets of Drake. He put out that 1 a.m. in Albany or whatever as a taste test, and people are raging online. It's like, Drake, won't you go taste of that is trash. Won't you go taste academics? Like, they're saying stuff like that, and those are viral. So you don't. I'm not capping. That there's a girl that went viral. Everybody's adding her because she went off on Drake. Like wasting my time. I was on the wrong team type of thing. All right, so he dropped 3 albums, y'all. He dropped 43 songs, and this is why people believe what I said. I put a video before, and I said it is said to believe that I put a video before Iceman dropped the Thursday before midnight. I put a video, and I said he's coming up with 40 something songs. I was right. It was 43 songs, and I said that is going to be over 80 songs since the beef started that poor boy done dropped. He done dropped over 80 songs, and I promise you can, it's like name 5 songs, with a G to your head. Bah, you dead. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. Besides Nokia, Baby Girl, that nonsense, you can't, nothing stuck. It didn't hit. It's not hitting. It's crazy. So I was right about that, and I also predicted in the video that I did. Go check out the video, the last video on Drake that I put before. This Iceman, he was frozen in time, and I've been saying that, and now a lot of the content creators are saying that. I've been saying that for months, for 6 months. Drake is frozen in time. He hasn't evolved or changed. So now he has 3 albums, and they say the worst was Iceman. Let me say it again. One is called Habibi Be Right Back. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's something like Habibi something, to be continued. The other one, I don't know what the other one's called, but it looked like his mom and his dad on the cover when they were young, or some weird ass people. And then Iceman. They said Iceman is the worst than the other ones, and he tried to imitate Kendrick. He literally said in one of the things, squabble down. Like, he was it was so pathetic. It was so sad. Oh God, oh Christ. Let me get through this without, like, this is a try not to laugh challenge. Now that I'm gonna out of place, as B switch is out of place. Chris, exactly. Chris Hart, how you doing? Yes, out of place. He doesn't know. He was like, this is what happened. Okay, before we go into this is what happened. This is an example when you don't pay your ghostwriters well, you steal music, and now all of them have exited the building. And for the people saying that Game wrote his stuff, Game write trash, then you know what I'm saying? And then Game is his enemy and is just trying to be transactional and get money out of Drake. Because if Game wrote this, he need to go sit somewhere with a fucking dunce hat and just think about his life choices, because this is trash. So you could, debunk that theory, or if he is, because, and by the way, it's so bad that you could tell Drake wrote it, but there are 12 writers on this album besides Drake. So I don't know how. There must be first graders. He must have said, you know what? I'm going to get some first graders because they don't know about money, and they're not going to charge me. And I'm going to just be like, look, there's a really bad guy, a really, really tall, scary man called Kendrick, and he's after me. Can you write like a story or something? Can you write something so that he could stop bothering me? You know what I'm saying? And they were like, sure, yeah. They were having fun or something, A minors or something, because I don't know what the hell's going on with this album. Mr. Shaw said, oh, Diego's laughing. Oh, I saw a picture. He tried copying the Luther of a woman laying on Kendrick's lap. The way he's trying to copy, he is obsessed with Kendrick, and I think he's hurt that Kendrick doesn't like him. He was trying to do the big 3 thing where all of them will be on a song. That's how this whole thing started. But Kendrick was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be on a song with you on the 5th of February when pigs fly, or on Infinity times 1 day. I'm gonna be on a song with you in Infinity Square plus 1 day, and I'm free on the 5th. Let me check my schedule. Yeah, the 5th of February, I'm free that day. He ain't going nowhere with that damn thing. So it is what it is. Yeah, he had a picture of a lady laying on him, and it's all black and white, all moody. He tried, He tried, He tried. This thing is so funny. You keep it 100, Care Bear, and you are effing hilarious. Thank you. Yeah, because I'm like, look, I'm about to go ham. Okay, so let's see. Academics fell asleep. That's wonderful. He's a fan. He used almost every Kendrick quote. He this DJ Mustard, and he said something like, "You better catch up." I let that. I let that sit. Yo, we gotta help. Like, oh my God, I think he needs to be in an insane asylum. Maybe this is a mental health thing that we've been ignoring. He literally said, "You better." I told you it was first graders. It was somebody that. No, he gave it to like somebody. He probably put a website and be like, "Hey, write fun things, kids." And he was like, "I'm taking all of this." So he's copying from first graders. He's oh God. And then he did a song called "Too Hard for the Radio." That was Mac Dre's song, and it's a fire beat, right? But with him, it doesn't sound like a fire beat. So this dude, who was it, Zoe, this other rapper took the song and remade the song just today and dropped it with the same beat, Too Hard for. And by the way, Drake got permission because he's afraid, I guess, of being sued from Mac Dre's mom. Rest in peace, Mac Dre, who did the song, but it was on a LA beat. So Drake was trying to copy an LA beat. He was trying to do what Kendrick does. You know how Kendrick could sound like New York City, could sound like whatever. So this is the song that's controversial. It's called "Too Hard for the Radio." That Drake tried to do an LA beat, and what's his name? Zoe. Wait, let me see, because I wrote it. Because I gotta. Y'all have to check this out. I might upload it. If y'all want me to upload it, just let me know. I gotta upload it. This guy freaking did it over and was banging. It was so dope. When this guy, it's like it sounded back like a West Coast song when the guy from the West Coast rapper took it over and did it over. It's just sad. It's just sad. Anyways, so I think this album is a cry for help, y'all. So okay, in one episode, in one snippet, I guess he's so down and out, y'all. He compared himself to Meek Mill, and he said, "I know what Meek's stress was like." Yo, he said, "I know what Meek must have been feeling." I'm gonna let that sit. I know what Meek must have been saying. Yo, he had Meek in his show, in his concert. He put a big cell phone on his screen, thinking he big and bad when he was beefing with Meek Mill, and put disturbing, like, funny memes of him in his concert. Didn't I say karma? A lot of people on my channel don't like when I talk spiritual. This is a spiritual battle. Kendrick is not going to be touched regardless of what happens. His words and his songs are going to live forever, and he's going to be loved. You understand? And look at the karma. Kendrick did not drop no damn fireman whatever nonsense on the day that he did that Iceman dropped. He just sitting here like this. And Mac Wab allegedly called Kendrick, and I'm gonna upload that. I was about to upload, but I ran out. He called Kendrick while on stream, while listening to Iceman. He was like, "What the f*** is this?" And allegedly he said he didn't put Kendrick on. So half of me believes it and half of me is like, it's trolling, but it's a fun troll, and I accept that troll. Where he didn't put Kendrick on speakerphone, and he was like, "Kendrick, I can't talk to you. You keep laughing. Kendrick, I'm going to call you back because you're just laughing. But, Crody's bugging out. I'm going to call you back, Kendrick." So, it's so bad. He literally said, "I feel what Meek Mill felt." He's helping Kendrick destroy him. Just like J. Cole. Kendrick, there's something else going on online saying Kendrick does witchcraft. So the OV hosts are saying that Kendrick is doing, has a doll and is pinching and doing voodoo and stuff, and like doing, because these guys are eliminating themselves. Let me tell you how bad this album is, according to the snippets that I've heard, that you would appreciate Wagwan Delilah a little bit more, like just a little bit. Not that much, but a little bit, because it's like, okay, That's a remake, at least, of a song that was pathetically horrible, but okay. So, anyways, so I don't know if Game is not credited as a writer, by the way. Kendrick say all that, and Kendrick's chilling. He's probably eating something delicious, chilling, working in the studio, and he is laughing. I know Kendrick is cracking the hell up. You'll send him an inhaler because I know Kendrick is coughing, cracking up. He's crying, laughing. Kada is a minute, and I love it. Braylon, how you doing? Yeah, Kendrick is, and sometimes you don't have to do anything else. And J. Cole is helping eliminate himself too. Look what he said. It's almost like that's why people online, the OV hoes, think that Kendrick is controlling them because the way J. Cole was like, "No, I'm a liar. I just put on an act. Like, y'all believe that? No, I was just kidding." So I love it. I love the savagery. So Drake's now another thing that went crazy is that Drake in the album, this is so fucking funny, yo. He literally made a line that says something like, "My dad has cancer." So they pulled up on the dad. How do people be finding the father so fast? They pull up on the dad last night in the street. Some people found them and they were like, "Yo, Mr. Such and Such." How do people find, yo, it's online. That's also viral. And they're like, "Hey, we love you, Daddy Drake, Drake's daddy. How you doing? How you dealing with the cancer? We heard that you battling cancer. We here for you. Our prayers go out to you." He's like, "I don't got no damn cancer." He was like, "I used to have something. It was gone. It disappeared. Something." Like, he was like, "So do they even fucking talk? Do they even freaking talk?" And that's happens before, where Drake says something and the father's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Yo, that is so bad. After a while, like, all the stuff I heard, I was like, damn. Like, Drake is in serious trouble. The father's like, "I ain't got no damn cancer." Yo, that's a nasty little piece of work. His father's a nasty little piece of work. And I was happy when that little boy was walking with his phone next to Drake's father when they found him too after a game, and he was playing not like us, like a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, so he couldn't push the kid because he was on camera. Or everybody was filming him. The little boy was like, "You like not like us?" And he's like, "Get that shit away from me." And the little boy was like, walked him all the way to the parking lot, and his bodyguards, I guess, or whatever, was like, trying to tell the little boy, like, stay back or whatever. And he walked all the way with them, like, "They're not like us. They're not like us." Local heroes, please get that kid off of GoFundMe. So last night when they pulled up on the dad was like, "I ain't got no damn cancer." So I was like, "You, what the is going on?" Yo, never tempt fate that. Yeah, Bad Lefty, never. Bad Lefty said, "No, yeah, it's crazy. I'm good." They keep finding Dennis. They pulled up on him. It's literally a video. They pulled up. That little kid is a local hero. Tell me his GoFundMe. Yo, I will give what I don't have. Like, we will give whatever. I don't care. We got it. Yo, it's like, "Here, baby, you can have my cash app, some of my cash app." Cause you did the Lord's work, Okay, so Drake's father, oh yeah, the guy that did the song called Zoe Ozama, a rapper. "Too Hard for the Effing Radio" was the original song, and he rocked it out. That song is a banger when he did it. He literally started the song saying, "Drake, this is what you should have done." I was like, oh, it gets painful. But these are the Kendrick disses. Everybody's making sure Drake and his family don't come back. Yo, and his father had it looked like a lady of the evening with him. I'll just leave it there. Yeah, this should not be touched. Degrassi boy is back. Okay, so one of the Kendrick diss that he tried to diss is, he said, "You run it out of the six like you won a race." And he's referring to when Kendrick went in Toronto. He was in Toronto and did two sold out shows, and that he had police escort because he's trying to be safe. We are thankful that he was escorted there like the president that he is. Kendrick had 100 undercover cops, and like it was like a caravan, about 20 vehicles. I recorded that, and it was car after car. I uploaded it to the page, to my page, um car after car, because top bottom five was looking for him in local hotels, knocking on doors, the fancy hotels where a lot of celebrities stay, and was looking for Kendrick. Not I, said I. Kendrick was out, and I was happy. I'm so glad he protected himself. He's being smart. We have lost too many people. You know, you cannot be lax about your protection. Look at rest in peace Nipsey Hussle. You cannot think that people in the hood are gonna all be for you. Yes, people appreciate you, but remember, in the hood there's some jealous people that are jealous that you made it, and they think that you owe them money or you owe them anything, and that it should be them and not you. You know, even though you provided Nipsey provided so many jobs. He bought a whole plaza, provided so many jobs to the community, gave back, and it's helping people and donated to things. There's always a knucklehead that doesn't want to see your higher good. So you cannot, as a celebrity, be lax. So yeah, there was a lot of cars. That was crazy. Big facts. Fair enough. We lost too many rappers. Freaky Tide like that. Or just chilling in Queens, with the people, thinking he could go to a bar. Yeah, let's see. Drake Font said he was battling cancer years ago, in which Drake wrote the song 2 years ago. And then that's another thing. The song could have been old. Well, I don't know what this is about, but that, yeah, 2 for 2. Yo, we 2 for 2. Boom, out of here. All right, cool. The next thing is, I'm fighting. Let's see, another quote. One of the funnier things. Let me see. I'm gonna go in order. Find the man, not the you boys. It's not listening. Okay, so he also mentioned that Kendrick gives out turkeys for Thanksgiving. He gives out turkeys for Thanksgiving, and then he goes to his mansion. And Drake, didn't you do God's plan, where you gave out allegedly money, and some of the people were saying he took that money back? Sidebar, but and then you went to your mansion. Okay, so it's like, shut your bitch ass up, boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fighting the man. Not the son rapper. You boys. Now listen. Okay, so now this is what he said about UMG. He said, "quote I'm not fighting the man. I'm fighting the man. I'm not suing the rapper. You boys is not listening." And by the way, every song was just like singing and all this. This is a hot mess. So he said, let me say it again. I'm fighting the man, not suing the rapper. You boys is not listening. Trash. Boy, if you don't shut your you're not fighting the man. You fighting for lyrics not to be misconstrued with. You fighting for lyrics to be scanned, like what YouTube trying to do, so that everything could be annihilated and rap battles could no longer be, just in case somebody else wants to. Drake is afraid that somebody else wants to battle him. But on this album, and by the way, my video that I did on Drake was titled Drake versus Himself and the World. I already knew. See, my title was prophetic. I'm a mini prophet, because I already knew he was going to be having beef with a bunch of people. I counted 9 to 12 people that he's beefing with hard. So if all those people want to put diss tracks or start beef wars with him, that's why he's in court trying to stop diss tracks and rap battles, so that he won't get another ass whooping. Yeah, it ain't taste so good, this ass whooping. He's still reeling from it. It's like that cartoon when he did the Hard Part 6, when Drake did the Hard Part 6. There's a cartoon that was like, oh, I ain't gonna lie, this was a real good battle. And it's a cartoon with a body cast in the hospital. And he talking about, yeah, it was a good battle. He forgot he give his dad this illness memo before Pat told media something make him cry. Yeah, he forgot to give his dad the memo. Drake forgot to be like, yo, remember the cancer thing? And it was probably, respectfully, the dad was talking about it like it was a pimple. Like, nah, everything's gone. Like, no, I don't. A long time ago, I thought I had some, but it's not. This dude would talk about like what, lung cancer? Like, nah, like he didn't. Yo, he forgot to tell him. Almost all the albums were written by the same person. Yeah. Then why did doesn't matter. Then why did he want to see Kendrick's contract and paternity? And Kendrick, listen, he was gonna have hell to pay to see those contracts. Those contracts were not gonna be easy for him to see. I don't give a damn. Listen, Kendrick just made almost $500 million on this tour. They didn't calculate all. They only calculated about 30 shows, and it was up to 347 million, heading to a $500 million on a freaking tour with only 40 stops. Drake did double that for less of the money. So all Kendrick got to do is like, okay, I'm gonna do another tour, and then what do you think his lawyers are gonna look like when there's no budget? His budget's gonna be 1 billion for lawyers. That dude's gonna be sitting in the cut like the beautiful menace that he is, and he gonna take Drake to poverty. He gonna drain him. Let me tell you how smart Kendrick is. Kendrick literally, and then there's people that are willing to give Kendrick information. Kendrick was not putting money out for information, but people in Drake's camp hate him so much that's when some of these lyrics, you're gonna see that it looks like an enemy of Drake wrote it. Some of these lyrics that I'm about to read, it just sounds like somebody that hates him wrote this. It's like on Kendrick's side. Some of these lyrics, so he will be. Kendrick will see how much exactly that dude got in the bank and be like, I'm gonna litigate until your money's gone. And then I'm gonna do a tour and replenish it all back. And then make my money and then have more in case shit happens. You don't think that dude's gonna rack up $1 billion if he wanted to? So that it's like, yo, you got $1 billion to kill in court? No, because UMG hates you and nobody else is gonna sign you. Who is going to sign Drake to a company? He is a total liability. Who wants to get sued? Nobody. So he's done. So that's what he said in that lyric. He is literally taking the trash out and frozen in time. Trina High said very much mid. I don't even give it mid. It was booty cheeks. Like it was terrible. It was horrendous. It was trash. Basura. Drake needs to go sit down. Joe, how you doing? They working for the same writer. Top five knew Kendrick was at another hotel. He was pretending. Top five, listen, bottom five is somewhere receiving his karma. Didn't he ask for a DNA test? Yeah, on Kendrick's kid. He asked for a bunch of stuff. He's capping. He's lying, and that's why this is part of his karma. I've been saying that Drake is going to be receiving karma. That everything he does is going to be a humiliation. This looks like a humiliation ritual. This entire album. That there is a larger plan. Also was planned by the ghost writer. Biting the hand that feeds you publicly. And that's another thing. The reason this album is also failing is because UMG had no part in. I know they didn't. Listen, when UMG, you in good terms with your record company, they gonna send you the best producer. Money's no object. Lucian used to say anything that Drake needs, we got it for him. He was quoted saying that. You think they had a say and they looked at this stuff? They probably looked at that stuff and was like, yep, it's perfect, ready to go. He don't have the backing. That's what it means to not have the backing of the company. He can't even steal beats right because ain't nobody. Because everybody he tries to steal from is gonna be like, I heard what you did to your ghostwriters, and I'll go public with this reference track. He can't even steal nothing. Think about it. That little kid that he took Nokia from, that was his last little fake hit. The little kid, his friends or whatever, put the reference track with the kid singing in Africa. He did the song, the writing, and the beat. The little 17-year-old, whatever. And now he got money because Drake was forced to pay him because everybody's like, we know the guy and we know where he lives. And the kid, then the next video, you see the kid buying his mom a car. And maybe a house because he had to be forced to pay. So he's crying big chunky tears. Ain't no ghostwriter. And now is a perfect time to be Drake's ghostwriter because you could be like, I want a gazillion dollars. Yeah, and I'll write for you. Last 2 years, y'all kept hearing the same name of the songs. Drake don't need to get signed to no one. He got $1 billion off rap. Psych. Nah, we don't like those. Nah, I didn't like that one. Y'all see me being a savage. Just a shout, Andres. He does not have $1 billion. I took care. Yo, listen, I knew the OV host was gonna be in here. I only annihilated 3 people. I sent y'all to the Cosmics. I hear there's a party going on there. There's chilling, unlimited food, and the bar is free. Enjoy. Shadow boxing. I send them to see what's in the center of the earth. Is it Tootsie Rolls? Let me know when y'all come back. Diego, he was quoting saying that damn Lucian was his daddy. Yeah. I saw a video, someone's theory, Lawbury 3 hours trying to meet his quota. No, that his contract. Listen, Drake is not no done with that contract. That he didn't meet no quota. They got him. Let me tell you something. Lucian sounds like the evils of Lucy. You think. You know, Lucian, respectfully, allegedly has been associated with funny things, with crazy things. You think they're not plotting? He got several menaces to fight. Drake got Kendrick to worry about. He got Lucian, who's acting like he's chilling and like, no, we want to support our artists. It's in our best interest for him to make money. And yes, it is. But you think Lucian is not plotting? You understand? And it's not. He might keep him there. Drake is not that bright. He might have a technicality where Drake has to stay there and just be doing nothing until he shrivels and like his career dies. So yeah, Drake got big issues. He got issues and no tissues. Question: did Aubrey dispute any of Kendrick's allegation? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's reversing Team Kendrick. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, my shirt's supposed to say Team Kendrick. It reversed it. I don't like that. Um, yeah, he's disputing any of Kendrick. Kendrick, he's disputing a bunch of stuff. If you stick around, if you're not in a rush, then you know my streams are not that long anyway. No matter how much he made off rap, he clearly a crippling gambling addiction. Thank you. Drake needs to get off of gambling. He never needs to do another album again in his life. Yes, he got tissues and no issues. Okay. He's crazier than a soup sandwich. Drake is crazier than dumbbells made out of cotton candy in this album. Like, yo, he lost it. All right. So now, in another thing, he says, gave credit. He gave Kendrick credit for being in the bigger markets, for having bigger shows. He literally, that's why I'm like, somebody that hates Drake wrote for him. Look, he said they only know your name in the bigger markets. So basically, he's saying like, I got Philippines, yo, and I'm big in Cambodia. I know you got the whole world. He literally gave credit. Let me say that again. Drake gave credit for Kendrick being in the bigger markets. And crazier than a soup sandwich. I like that. Crazier than a dumbbell made out of cotton candy. Crazier than a squirrel with a caffeine problem in this thing. Crazier than Michael Jackson's nose collection. Respectfully. Oh, that's a savage. I don't be showing you all of me because I be fearing people might leave. But yeah, I could be out silly. I have funny chemistry with y'all. Like I have funny chemistry because like my subscribers and members, they're funny. They're hella funny. So I have a comedic chemistry with y'all. A squirrel with a caffeine problem. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, y'all laughing. Oh, I'll be going off. Y'all need to spend time with me. Yeah, I'm a little cuckoo for cocoa. That's why if I do a collab with one of these funny guys, I don't like everybody, but if I do a collab with a silly person, it's gonna be loosey goosey up in there. It's gonna be loosey goosey. I get loose. That's why I relate to Kendrick so much, because I'm like, man, I got silly, man. You don't want me in the room with them guys, yo. I'm telling you, we break nights just being stupid. But yeah, not the squirrel. Oh, sorry, yeah, they shouldn't like the squirrel. Why aren't they enjoying Iceman instead of crying in people's chat? They put all that ice, and that's why Kendrick ignored all the ice cubes. They put all that ice, and now the ice turned into tears. Bars. The ice is just melted, Now he dropped terrible albums. Go on and get out of here. Yeah, his album was Drake telling Kendrick that he lives rent free. I said that. I just said that. And he admires. This is what I got from his whole Iceman situation. he is in love with Kendrick. He wants to be like Kendrick. How to be Kendrick, how to, how Kendrick in that Squabble Up video, he is so prophetic. It's scary. How to be more like Kendrick for dummies. Literally, that's what this guy's doing. Y'all remember when Drake in the battle, whatever, after the battle happened, Drake dressed like Mr. Morale, and he in Texas or something with his son, he dressed like the cover of Mr. Morale. Yo, he be doing some weird stuff, he's obsessed with Kendrick. I don't. Nobody go argue with an Ice Cube. He is obsessed with Kendrick. I've been trying to catch a life for over a year. Thank you. A celebration. Ah, that's awesome. All right. So another quote. So he gave Kendrick a salute if this was a diss for being in the bigger markets. Um, and then he literally said, he rebutted the hide the Bible, beat your ass and hide the Bible if God's watching. He loves GNX. He literally said, talk about the Bible. You should be reading it. Ooh, he's sassy. He must have did his duck lips when he said this, when he wrote this. Talk about the Bible. He should be. He didn't care about rhyming, by the way. This is just. It's not cohesive. It's like, this album is a run-on sentence. It's a run-on sentence with no period. It's a run-on sentence. All his crazy thoughts. He said, talk about the Bible. You should be reading it. He got all religious on y'all. He got religious. That's funny. Let me see what y'all saying. Iceman album was, yeah. Let's see. The best thing Drake did for rap music was he provoked Kendrick into writing certified bangers. Kendrick already had written certified bangers. Kendrick was certified Pulitzer Prize winner, so he didn't motivate Kendrick into that. Respectfully, not really. Kendrick's pen had the Sweet 16s. Look up, look up some of Kendrick's stuff from 2011. I am a Kendrick historian, and look out for Detox. He went crazy. He went cuckoo for cocoa on that song, and he been writing crazy. All y'all doing is discovering Kendrick's pen. Us real fans or new fans that really studying his pen work, we know he been that guy. And Drake all Drake did is expose how fake he was. All he did was help Kendrick expose himself. That's what he did in this album. And I thank Drake for exposing himself. A diary, yeah. Drake had them licking blocks of ice for nothing. For this album, they licked blocks of ice for this. I told you they're not there. His fan is a reflection of him. They're not that smart. And they say, Kendrick's fans be dissecting bars. Yeah, we are able to understand semantics. We're able to understand syntax, diction, and cohesiveness in writing. We have, higher order thinking skills. So the word is able to, and still be shaking our ass dancing. Cartoons and cereal been insane. Tell him, Diego. Get me wrong, he been great, but he hadn't released things in years. What years? 2 years? In 2023, he was active. And then the battle started 2024. Look up Kendrick 2023, because you're not connected. Look how many festivals I got on my page. You know how many festivals this man did. He did, 2023, 2022. He had he had put out, he was on tour, for crying out loud. He was on tour. He was doing everything. So the 5-year break, that's cappity cap. Kendrick didn't take no 5-year break. Tell me you don't know about Kendrick without telling me you don't know about Kendrick. He didn't take no 5-year break. That boy was active. And that Mr. Morale tour went hard. Tell him, chat. The people that know and watch my content or been to those concerts, Mr. Morale went crazy. And by the way, Mr. Morale had the record for most sold out hip-hop tour at its time. And then Kendrick beat that record with himself. Kendrick's only competition is himself. Drake had tickets for $34 You could have a Happy Meal or you could have Drake. People chose the Happy Meal product and not Drake. He couldn't finish Australia. You didn't finish your job. Go push a T or push a A. Push a A for Australia. You didn't finish Australia. And the tickets, and let me tell you something. I would have been taking teeny tiny bites of the product and I would have chosen the Happy Meal. And I would have taken a Pepto right after, respectfully. But I would have chosen the Happy Meal. So that's what happened. 2010, Kendrick did Monster Freestyle. He said, "I'm the best rapper alive," and the world went crazy. And that's where Drake lost it. The superpower has been neutralized. We could only watch in silence, and we're enjoying the silence. So now here's another line that he got at Kendrick on Iceman. He said, "You know how Kendrick put the owl in Not Like Us? He put the owl in the cage." Literally his lyrics. He said, "Plot twist, the owl never sees the cage, but he wakes up to seize the day." Let me say it again. Rest in peace for these lyrics. He put his berets, he puts his rainbow berets, he put his lip gloss, and he went in the mirror and he said, "Plot twist, the owl never sees the cage. The owl wakes up and he sees the days." Yo, these are like, wait, what's that? This like Kid Bops, Kid Bops or whatever the kids, songs. I told you, these are minor lyrics, a minor lyricist. Oh, we found another one. But they were trying. You know what Drake fans love to do. Drake fan love to come to like lives like this, so that they can hate and fight with us. They're obsessed with us because I would not be in a Drake video or comment fighting no owls. I'd rather watch. This is what I said in my last video of Drake. I'd rather watch paint dry or count sand or take all the water out of the sand with a cup, like somebody said, than listen to this whole album. I'd rather watch paint dry the marathon. And it's like, oh, and look, and this is where you put the primer. Oh, okay. Okay, we've been 3 hours at it, but life is good. You understand? I'd rather do that, and I promise, because there ain't no way you gotta put me in an insane asylum and like strap me down with belts and stuff like for me to listen to this thing. I'm only looking at my timeline and seeing some of these memes and looking at the lyrics. I'm not giving him a stream like that. Living the night, so what he talked about. Yeah, exactly. Wrong live. Don't get cooked like you're not. Look, yo, my trigger finger is very happy. I done cleaned up 4 owls. The Lord's work. Do not seize the day. Drake dropped simultaneously 3 albums. One for Walmart, one for Home Depot, and for Trader Joe's. And that's almost an insult to those poor places, but now one for the garbage, one for the shredder, and one for the dumpster. Drake King head to the gym. Drake King head to the gym. I'm confused by that. And if you're my subscriber, sorry, you're gone. I don't know what that is, and I don't celebrate that. So, what the hell? There's another Kendrick diss. Like Drake is having a humiliation ritual. Yes, I've just mentioned that. If there is any Drake fan in this comment, y'all gonna get cooked. My subscribers and members are savages. They relate to the parts of savage in the name Sensitive Savage. The sensitive, y'all not gonna see that. That's only reserved for touching moments and good people. Y'all gonna see the other side of me. I don't care. I really don't care. Y'all, the reason why Kendrick was trending. Keep my boy trending. Keep my boy trending. Yeah. A pack of 3 Stooges. It's like, who's on first? Exactly. Someone get that boy a dictionary. They can't even spell. I told you they're delayed. Texas. There's something seriously wrong with them. Okay, so this is one of the funniest lines. Texas, you're gonna enjoy this. Y'all gonna enjoy this. When Kendrick smiled at the Super Bowl, that pierced Drake's soul. Because me, I wouldn't have answered none of that. Yo, if I was Drake and not giving him advice or anything, because if you're reading this, if you're hearing this, it's too late, Drake. Get it? But I digress. If I was Drake, I would have came up with nothing but bangers, not even addressed the beef, just kept it pushing, threw a cute little, few little tiny shots or whatever, and just, keep making me dance, waving my hand, and it won't be no threat. And then just go about your business, drop the lawsuit, and live neutrally happy. But of course, he a knucklehead, so he want to go all the way down to his, to the pits of hell. And we're gonna hear. I'll be here to document it and to watch it. Bring the popcorn, the barrels of popcorn. This is why he should have finished school. Owls nocturnal. Say Drake. Yeah, the Say Drake is. Listen to what he said about the Say Drake. Oh no, when Kendrick smiled in the Super Bowl, look what he said. He said, "Wipe." He said, "Wipe that little smug look." He said, "Wipe that little smug look." He said that in one of the lyrics. Wipe that little smug look. I want to wipe that little. Oh my God, yo, that. Yo, he doesn't know how to spell unbothered. He does not know how to be unbothered. The dude is, you know what? His new rapping thing is just court. That he's dropped another lawsuit. Now we shouldn't say he dropped an album. He dropped a lawsuit. It's like, yo, Drake dropped what? A lawsuit, and he's battling still the domestic cases and keeping these people quiet. And now more than ever, think about it. If there are alleged baby mamas, don't you think they're gonna push this man when he's down? They're gonna be like, I'll send this to Kendrick and show that you do have a daughter, and in fact you got 2 more sons over here. I'll send this to Kendrick, or what are we doing? $300K a month? Okay, cool. Like, so remember that guy that drew him like a few months ago? He was in court. He was in domestic court. The guy didn't even know who he was. It was the court artist. He was like, I'm drawing some guy. That's the guy I'm drawing. And he was live when he said that. People were like, yo, that's Drake. And he's like, who's Drake? What's Drake? He didn't even know. And you know what I'm saying? He was like, no, he's here for domestic. And I drew the lady too. Like, he told all his business. So Drake was in court for a domestic custody dispute and child support. You know what I'm saying? So if I was in baby mama, I'd be like, listen, I know you down and everything, but like my needs have changed, and yeah, so we're gonna have to renegotiate. So yeah, he is, oh my God, yeah, Drake team, he don't have nobody. He just has Yes Man. Yo, chat, who was that guy that came out before the album that's a Drake supporter or Drake friend that said the academics crashed out on that because he said my opinion, I heard Iceman album before it came out. The guy said, I heard Iceman album and I suggest Drake to take out all them singing things and put more bars. I don't remember who was that guy, but that's probably Drake's only friend. And they freaking eliminated him. They killed him or whatever. No, it was somebody. It was another person too. It wasn't just, yeah, it was somebody else. Somebody else besides, the little smug look. His mom must have said that to him. Yeah, because that sounds like a little white bar. Yeah, the smug look. The mom's like, I cannot believe that little menace. The worst part is Laurie thinks he's so hard, bro. He is delusional. Suing period. End of story. Yeah, Care Bear. And Mr. Shah, yeah, that little smug. Yeah, his mom must have said that because that sounds old fashioned, like, or just like it sounds kind of white. I have to give Drake credit. Those 3 albums gave us a lot of content, a lot of laughs. Yeah, a lot of laughs. A lot of laughs. Yeah, let me see what y'all saying. I don't want to miss too much. We have to put play. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Why are they here? Let's see. Okay. Owls are nocturnal. Yeah, y'all be knowing. See us Kendrick fans. We smart. We have common sense. Getting hilarious content and jokes at his expense. Listen, I've always laughed at Drake. I thought Drake was, listen, if I were Drake, there's a way out, Drake. Just say that this was your comedic album. That it's like go on an interview, just like J. Cole, be like, "Oh, y'all thought that I was rapping for real? No, that's a persona. I was being a comedic rapper. No, that this whole thing is a parody. No, it wasn't. Oh, y'all thought it was a rap album? No. Oh, hell, heavens, no." Heavens, no! This is me. I'm changing a little career, nothing major. I'm just trying to be like parody guy, streamer. That's what this was. And that's the way out. That's the only way out. That's the only, or that you have dementia, or Parkinson or Parkinson or something. Just do something. Music. It was okay. Ben the Don. Yes. Okay. Yeah. It was. It was. Yeah. I think that was him. That he was like, yo, I think that Drake shouldn't put that auto tune mess was crazy. So then another quote. You remember when Kendrick said you should try some ayahuasca? When he mentioned that, he was like, he was trying to give Drake advice. Saying what was it? Meet the Grams, I believe that he was like to cure yourself. If okay, for those people that do not know, Diego's gonna having the time of his life. I like that. You like to laugh, Diego. If you don't know about ayahuasca, it's a spiritual cleansing where you connect with a healer. A healer is like they kind of walk you through it, and you take an herbal tea, and it's kind of psychedelic or whatever, but it makes you like it's like where your crown chakra makes you, it gives you clarity, and it almost makes you kind of remember, your past, or healing your inner child, like, getting to the root of a lot of problems. It's trippy. Your boy Kendrick has done that. He has even done past life regression. For the people to be like, no, Kendrick's not spiritual. Kendrick has done stuff that I don't even dare to do. Like past life regression, I'm very interested in it. But it's like, so it's like hypnosis, where they literally connect you to see what your past lives were and how to fix them and how to make changes. He's done all of that, okay? So so Drake has a bar about that. Drake responded to that, and it's so funny to me. Drake's attempt to talk tough is plain. He can't even talk tough. Because it's not in him. I told you he was not acting on Degrassi. Everybody says he was acting on Degrassi, and I'm the only one that says he was not acting. They just paid him as a child to be himself, and that's his true self. It's like I said before, it's like making a piranha into your pet. You can't force something, because at the end of the day, it's gonna chop your hands off, and you're gonna discover that it's a piranha. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be like, okay, so I can't have a panther. Got it. I can't have a piranha as a pet. I see what happens. Like, I see your point. So it's the same thing with Drake. You try to make him in a lab. It's like the $6 million man that I always make that reference. They try to create him in a lab. Ladies and gentlemen, we can rebuild him. And they try to give him all the tools. Here are these little young people that are talented. You can steal all their songs or do whatever. Here your voice sounds okay. We'll tape you a beer. We're gonna tape you or glue you a beer or draw it. Wear this lace front. You good? And they try to make him into a rapper. He probably thought he really cooked on these projects. And the reviews is shocking him. Yes, Miss Lachelle, you are 1,000,000% right. That is textbook narcissism. A narcissistic person never thinks they do anything wrong, and they gaslight people. They do all kinds of things. Look at the Orange Man at the White House. They be like, "What? I got the best hands. I got the best hands in the nation. I'm the best. There's nobody bester," because they are like idiots, So he is in shock at these reviews. Now, remember my title was Drake versus himself and the world. That was the last Drake video that I put before this Iceman. So now he's really going to be beefing with the world, because he's looking at all these haters. He has more. By dropping these albums, he collected more enemies than Infinity Stones. He tries to be Thanos, but Thanos gets cleared out at the end, and he's collecting enemies left and right. That's what he's doing. because he doesn't believe, he doesn't take accountability that he made an ass album. You know what I mean? He's never gonna take accountability. Your music theory, such a he thinks he's so clever. His middle school raps, I told you, to be strong minded can have someone's psychic past life regression. You got to be strong minded to do it, because if not, it could change your whole perspective and it could traumatize you. Sitting in a hotel with a broken AC and a lack of sort and wanting to take a walk across the Circle K is crazy. That bar is insane, and he sang it, y'all. Yo, thank you. What's your name? Let me see. Sita, bitch. Okay, how you doing, Sita? I'm just going Sita. But that is 100% true. That's another bar that I sitting in a hotel room with a broken AC. Like literally, that's what he sounds like. There's a guy that went viral because I think he works at Home Depot. He's like, this is with his uniform and everything. He's like, this is what the Drake album sounds like hot dogs, you know, whatever, like that, auto tuned to death, wanting to take a walk. Those are his actual lyrics. Sitting in a hotel room with a broken AC. My daughter said her friends are calling them elementary. I told you, Dr. Seuss, and even Dr. Seuss was way more clever. I almost feel like I'm disrespecting Dr. Seuss. I told you, he took like first graders and was like, look, there's a really big man after me. His name is Kendrick. He's super tall and muscular, like very, very dangerous. And I need you to write something so he could leave me alone. And they were like, okay. And they wrote some things, and he was like, good enough. And I don't have to pay them. I won. And he took that stuff and was like, you know what? Some of these are not bad, you know? And he put this album together. Drake is collapsing, yeah. Narcissistic, but he thinks he's perfectly right. I'm telling you, that's what I think he did. And everybody thinks I'm kidding when I say that. I believe that to my soul. You know what I mean? Because who's he going to ask for help? No grown up is gonna feel sorry for him, because he's wanted to incite a beef that he couldn't finish. We need to raise most hated people to collab together. Yeah. And no, you know what, Chad? Fantasy collab would be Pusha T, you know, on a diss track with Kendrick, Rihanna on the hook, and who else? Who else? Who else? Y'all finish that. Y'all finish that. Who else can we put to collab that would absolutely, and LeBron in the dance video, and LeBron and DeMar DeRozan dance. Those would be the dancers. Drake will call the cops. Rihanna on the hook. Yep. It's crazy. Yeah, and that's the thing. I said many times that Drake hasn't hit rock bottom. When he hits rock bottom, and people think like, yo, this is rock bottom. And Jay-Z, yo, if they give Kendrick another Super Bowl, I think he needs to be on watch. Drake needs to be on S watch. If you know, you know. He has to be put on S watch if they give him. And Lil Wayne, forget about him. He's gonna have to go to like a mental institution, or be on antidepressants. And I'm not mistaken, Kendrick mentioned circadian rhythms, Drake's, yeah. And I broke that down. I actually, thank you so much, Asylum. Drake loves so much, name a song, circadian rhythms, but he doesn't know what that means. Circadian rhythms is it's the body's natural 24-hour cycle of, you know, just functions and things like that, you know. And so he doesn't understand that what Kendrick meant by that is that Kendrick is studying Drake's circadian rhythms, and he is saying that he knows exactly when to attack, when to just sit back quietly, and he knows when Drake is going to be triggered the most. He knows his circadian rhythms. He got them. You understand? So that's why I broke that down, and I break down those bars. I went extensive in that breakdown of 616 in LA, because it went over a lot of people's head. It's saying that Kendrick has mastered the art of when. And that's why he didn't drop no Fireman, whatever. And if he's dropping an album named Fireman, he didn't do it on the same night as Drake. because he didn't have to. Drake was gonna take out the trash himself, and he did. And thank you, Drake. You know, Drake was exposing himself, and that's the same thing. He knows when to. He's studying the rhythms. You know, so it's the same thing that he said in Euphoria. I can even predict your angles. I know when the sun rises and when it falls, and you know, so yeah, he picked the right enemy because Kendrick is breathtakingly intelligent and brilliant. So he's so far ahead of Drake that Drake doesn't even know half of the disses that Kendrick threw at him. He doesn't understand them. I promise you. Sida, said K-Dot Clips, ASAP, Rocky, Rick Ross. Rick Ross to me is like iffy Annie. Like I don't know, he just be trolling, and I don't know. I put a question mark on Rick Ross, but definitely Clips, ASAP, Rocky, Riri, and he gotta have LeBron. And Drake hates when he sees LeBron dancing and happy about Kendrick. The second verse on Meet the Grants and the opening of before the beat switch will always age well. All of Kendrick's songs are aging like a beautiful Malbec in the countryside, like a beautiful, you know, dessert wine. This live is hilarious. Thank you, Miss Texas. Okay, so now, so he said, this is what Drake said about the ayahuasca thing. He said, y'all talk about me having better perspective on life, doing DMTs, doing drugs. Yo, he was like, how you want me to be, like, it looked like he almost wanted to take Kendrick's advice, but he's like, so you want me on drugs? You want me on them sippy cups? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, I'm supposed to be doing it like Lil Wayne? Like, what you want me on? DMTs, if you know, you know. So he was like, how much? And right before that, he was talking about I'm being how much. He had mentioned, I forgot the line, that he's with his son, like he's at a Enrique Iglesias whatever, with Enrique Iglesias at a freaking sports game. Sidebar: Enrique Iglesias, Julio Iglesias' son, singer, and he's like, I'm doing what I can. I brought the boy to, like, he's sitting next to Julio Enrique Iglesias, and now y'all want me to do. The fact that he said y'all want me to do, it's almost like he's taking notes, and he's like, what y'all want me to do next? What? Nah, this I can't. I'm gonna have to pump the brakes on this one, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like he's actually listening to Kendrick. And he gave him credit for being in big studios. He's like, no, I got, Philippine. Drake is worried about what else Kendrick knows about him. Let me tell you something. If you are Drake right now, you got so much to worry about. You got UMG that left you out in the sand on this album and said, yup, top tier. And that's probably why he got that little hand, and I can't believe the White House put that hand and the hand on the cover of Iceman. It's like Michael Jackson glove. And the White House reposted that and embedded a MAGA chain, a MAGA pendant on it. Yo, the White House ain't a real place, yo. They literally, the official White House, I had to look that up a bunch of times, and they reposted that, his cover, and they put the MAGA chain, so that's going viral. So he got that to worry about. He got Kendrick. Kendrick is, all the memes and all the cartoons that they do on YouTube, making fun of how Drake is scared of Kendrick. That shit is real. I thought it was not real. I thought he was like so like up on himself that he like was too like he didn't care at times. No, and the more time goes on, I see how bothered this boy is, especially when he went to court. He is literally like Kendrick is literally his nightmare for life. And I think it's a weird obsession because he's like, yo, you don't understand? I wanted us to be the big three. I want to be like you. I imitate you. So, by the way, he said squabble down. I almost lost my ish. I almost lost it. Squabble down. I can't. That's that calling time. He mentioned he had a whole song I think dedicated to ASAP Rocky, Burning Bridges. And he just was basically saying in that song that yes, Timu squabble, Timu squabble up. Yo, I can't make this up. I'm not that good. Fuck everybody empathetic to the other side. I vow. And you can't be happy medium. You gotta choose a side. And even though my shirt is probably backwards on y'all thing, it's supposed to say Team Kendrick. Yeah, I'm waiting to see who the Jackson family. Like, Karma is taking this dude to Magic Mountain, to Great Adventure, to Suplex City, to Funtime Junction. It's taking him on a ride, it's dragging him by his lace front to hell, yo. It is dragging him to hell. He said, he basically in the ASAP Rocky thing, I'm just diverting from the Kendrick this. He said that Rihanna still loves him. He insinuated, yo, I don't know what she told you, that we were just friends. Like, he's insinuating like we were more, we did stuff, you know, and she still loves me. And he also insinuated that Rihanna came after him. But I digress. Let's go back to the Kendrick. This is, it's crazy. The hand gesture Drake is actually MAGA. Yeah, Drake is using racist, and plus they love it because of Ice. The whole word. The whole word was jacked up. He should have never. He should have steered clear from Ice. With everything that's going on, they got kids in cages, and breaking up families of immigrants. He is getting it from, and with this album he gained more enemies, because if any of these people want to do diss tracks on him or start a war, he is out of luck. Yo, imagine, he don't have the energy, the bars, the ghostwriters to compete with anything. And UMG is plotting a little something awful for that boy. They are plotting something awful, and this was the first strike. Them leaving him out in the cold with this album, because remember, they used to get him everything he needed to make him in the lab, to make sure that he was sounded okay or whatever. Yeah, and and Michael Jackson's family is probably gonna, they're probably gonna do something, or his estate is gonna sue probably Drake. Now Kendrick's been giving props to Michael Jackson and wearing a silver glove, a glitter glove, but he's been doing it tasteful. It's just been rocking it out. Just like a narcissist, your music diva, yeah. Care Bear, I literally said Drake is a stalker. The woman has kids, stalker behavior. He is a stalker. He is a sociopath. He is obsessed with Kendrick, and that's why Kendrick has to continue to protect himself, because when you're on your way to rock bottom, you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. And when you have nothing to lose, you become a dangerous person. It's like them villains. This whole thing is like a cartoon villain. You know, it's a cartoon. The whole thing looks like a cartoon. Did a great video about that. Documents how Drake stalked Rihanna and all that. Yeah, it had to be done. Thank you. Yeah. So let's see. He said, I'm sleeping with death on my mind because the shots that I call in my time and karma has been on my side. That's the delusion. He thinks karma, he said he sleeps with death on his mind. That didn't sound right. You know what I mean? That literally sounds like he's on a mission, what we just were mentioning. Death on his mind could be seen as different things, but the way I'm seeing it, in this bar where he said, I sleep with death on my mind. I'm going to say the bar again. I'm sleeping with death on my mind because the shots, you know, this is to respond to Kendrick's headshot for the year. You better walk around like that, punk. He responded by saying, I'm sleeping with death on my mind. Meaning, like, I'm going to return fire. I'm going to return, you get me, on a living. So you got to be careful with this idiot. You know what I mean? Called in time, and karma has been on my side. This is why I know he's not hit rock bottom. He does not realize that consequences and karma are kicking his ass. He still hasn't realized. Because at this point, I would have sat down and be like, yo, I need to chill. I need to sit down and chill. I'm doing too much. Everything's going left. Everything's going wrong. I would have started taking accountability a long time ago. He refuses to take accountability, textbook narcissist, and he still, when he loses everything, that's rock bottom. That's what narcissistic people have to lose. Everything. When there is no way out, nothing, they either will take accountability and start their spiritual journey of healing, of accepting what they've done, accountability, of shadow work. Shadow work is healing your inner child, getting to know who you are and who your parents were, and embracing that you were not poured into as a child, and changing that vicious cycle. But if you don't, you're just gonna die a narcissist. And some people will never learn. The White House and Congress need to be his cover art with pins on. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Zid, hi, how you doing? Hey guys, narcissistic. All right, another. I stood 10 toes down rather. Now, this is a shot to J. Cole. He said, "I stood 10 toes down rather than, I'd rather death than submission." How you doing, Edward? So he said, this is a shot to J. Cole. "I stood 10 toes down rather death than submission." Now, this other. So what y'all think about that? Oh, and by the way, he has another lyric where he said that he tried to quote. Now, there is a big discrepancy, chat. There is a big discrepancy. J. Cole went on air in these interviews, and he said that I have love for Drake. Things are good with me and Drake, but he doesn't answer my phone calls. Okay, put a pin on that. Drake, in one of his lyrics, he said that things were different because he's like, "Don't come at me calling me," basically J. Cole, and don't come at me calling me when you don't answer my phone calls. Take the pin off of the stuff and let's put these two together. They're both saying you don't answer my phone calls. Yeah. So there's big trouble in Little China. There's absolutely big trouble. It's crazy. It's so crazy. It's just nuts. Can do shadow. A narcissist can't do shadow work. My mom is one. They can't. No, a narcissist can't do shadow work. The only people that can do shadow work is when you've had a devastating life blow, something happen, or a terrible ending, or something where you are between a rock and a hard place, and you have no other options but to surrender and pray and just believe in the universe, God, or whatever. And that's when you have a realization. He hasn't had a realization. Look at how this boy's talking. He's still talking about he's the best, he's this. He said karma's on his side. That is the most detrimental line on this album for him. It's a lifelong battle with himself, and he doesn't even know it. Like Kendrick said, he doesn't even know that this is a lifelong battle that he's in with himself. He has to battle himself. Because listen, chat, if he was humble, he could have literally been living a decent life. He could have came out of Degrassi and said, "Look, I'm just a nerdy boy." That's how he started. That's how Drake started. "I'm just a nerdy boy. I could rap a little bit, whatever." If he would have kept it real and be like, "Yo, I don't battle, this and that," and when Control song came out, Kendrick, he would have been like, because him and Kendrick saw each other after the Control verse, and Kendrick was like, "Yo, what's up, man?" And Drake didn't want nothing, and that's why Drake went on the radio station, and he was interviewed with Idiot Wilson, whatever, and he was like, "If it's really F everybody, it should be F everybody. This guy saw me and tried to pound me, try to just be like, pause, try to give me a handshake and act like everything was fine." He doesn't understand rap battles. So he was surprised that Kendrick was cool. He doesn't understand competition. That's why he wants competition out of there. Drake's a liar. Yeah, I hope Kendrick's new album can outshine Drake's song. You don't need to hope. If you believe in Kendrick, we believe in Kendrick. We already know it is. Kendrick's throwaway. Look, Kendrick's throwaways are people's success stories. Let me say that again. Kendrick's throwaway songs would be people's success stories, would be people's platinum albums with his throwaways. What he considers, and check out that video that I put, that Kendrick was talking about how to make an album, how to do a successful album. And he says, don't just put songs together just because you have them or they've been sitting. People will tell that they are outdated. And that's what I think this album did with Drake. He put out a whole bunch of outdated songs. Respectfully, that's why he said his father had cancer. And the dude was like, man, that was a long time ago. They don't talk to each other. That is weird as hell. And the father was, man, I don't got no cancer, you know? His feelings were so hurt over control. It was pathetic. He was beyond hurt. He was beyond hurt. That's where it started. He was looking at Kendrick with evil eyes. His ego will have him forever tormented. Forever. Forever. Asylum said he took shots at Jermaine Coleslaw and he was literally raising him. The entire Port Antonio was a love letter to Drake, and that's what I'm saying. They are so freaking strange. They like tickle me in a weird spot. Like I can't stand them. There's so much butt kissing with these males. Like, man, the hell up, y'all. You know. The one that y'all keep talking about is the shortest one, is the biggest man of all. Kendrick is the realest man of all. He stood on business. Like that verse was a throwaway. Like that, that's what I'm saying. Until he get chipped by a throwaway to Kendrick, that was a throwaway. That was like, let me do this real quick. Are you crazy? You know, and by the way, Kendrick had more in the chamber. You don't think Kendrick, I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, for the people that know and are studying Kendrick, I think Kendrick has a whole nother plan just in case anybody want F with him. He got a whole nother plan in case he has a bomb, like a real red button, just in case ish happens. He got more in the chamber, like he does, but he didn't even need to use it because Drake is taking out the trash himself. Your music with J. Cole, just Kendrick on verse like that, yeah. Not like a Cole you said, but Kendrick don't mess with no J. Cole, and that's another thing. I put a video up of J. Cole, and I said this before. I put a video up of J. Cole meeting with TDE. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing! TDE and J. Cole, they're so cool." Again, I'm the unpopular opinion. I was the one on the left when everybody was right, saying this ain't no smooth meeting. This meeting ain't all that. Why? Because look what happened. I put another video of TD Punch talking about and by the way, contradicting J. Cole. J. Cole went on an interview saying like, yeah, what happened was in the Diddy fight, like, yeah, like he came out on top, like, yeah, no, I took care of it, you know, but I don't want to talk about it, acting like he didn't really want to talk about it, but he insinuated like, nah, he handled his business. Punch literally went after the meeting, this so-called smooth little meeting. Punch went on Joe Budden, which Kendrick would never. I don't think Kendrick would ever. And that's why people get mad when I say there's a difference between TDE and PG Lang. Even though they're family and they got love for each other, and Kendrick's going to make sure those people eat and they're good. But there is a very pivotal difference between them. When, chat, y'all fans of Kendrick, do y'all really see Kendrick sitting down with no damn Joe Budden? That dude panders like crazy. We don't have the patience. When you like elevated, when you are high vibrational, you do not have the freaking patience to sit down with an idiot, because I'm going to want to slap the crap out of you in about 5 seconds. The way he was talking to Punch was so disrespectful. He was like, so you don't box, so y'all never heard a body. And somebody in Joe Biden's thing was like, it sounds like a deposition. Why would you put yourself through that, Punch? And if Punch's line of thinking for being on Joe Budden is like, oh, he's trending, you know, we could expose, and talk about Isaiah Rashad's new album. That's not the way, yo. That is not the way, because Joe Budden, to me, humiliated Punch. And not only that, Punch didn't really press him. He pressed him a little bit, but he was like, oh, Joe Budden, weren't you talking trash about Doechii? Weren't you saying she was a industry plant? And his own, like, co-workers were saying, yeah, Joe, you did say that Doechii was a plant. And Punch was kind of soft on him. He was like, well, You kind of said it or whatever. I would have been in there raising Night of the Living Hell. I would have been raising hell. I would have turned that thing would have had to be shut off the cameras, man. Because I would have been like, yeah, maybe that was one of your nights that you were walking around butt naked, knocking on people's doors. Maybe that's the same night you lost your goddamn mind, Joe. And it would have been real awkward real quick. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, thank you for that. You know, people saying they don't see Kendrick sitting down with these fools. And that's what happened. When he did sit down with them, he was contradicting J. Cole. He was saying J. Cole was not looking at it from the angle we were looking at. He was basically saying they broke the table. They were both fighting, and J. Cole was catching some punches. You know what I'm saying? And that they cleared the fight out quickly, but it was not like one sided. Like, oh, I hit Diddy on behalf of Kendrick. Stop the cap, man. And that's why I'm like, what the hell did they meet about that they talked about in that daggone meeting? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Let me see what y'all talking about. Yeah, Care Bear. I don't see Kendrick sitting down. King Cole, I don't see it either. Hell to the night, your music diva. That's all I wanted to ask the chat. Like, do you think that Kendrick will sit down with this idiot? You know, and then he was disrespecting Punch, like I said. If Drake rap against Kendrick, he'll always lose. They want to have intellectual conversations about music, but those are not. They're not media. You know what I'm saying? And I also saw that list where they put academics first because that's a trolls list. I don't even acknowledge Complex is to me it's MAGA. Complex is beyond compromise. It's a joke. So they don't get recognized for media journalists. To me, they're not going to get that credit from me. I don't take them serious. I don't support them. And in my last live, I explained, or the live before that, I explained who they were that put these lists together. And all of them are Drake fans. They love academics. They put academics as number one. And they said we're not, and they keep doing a disclaimer on the list. We're not looking for journalists. We're looking for like people that are trending for whatever the hell reason. It doesn't matter. You could unalive somebody in your podcast, but you trending, okay, so you're gonna be number one. And that's why academics was number one, because that was the troll list. So I don't respect it. I don't spend time with it, and I don't care because all that stuff is gonna just trigger me. You know what I mean? And a couple people did deserve to be on that list, but it was not for what you think. So it shouldn't even count, you know. They're idiots. They don't get recognition. We should have another media, another list, and then it is what it is. If Kendrick is like F you, he means it. That's what I'm saying, Miss Michelle. And a lot of people don't realize that if it's F you, then it's F you for life. I don't think Kendrick will. Let me tell you, if Kendrick does forgive, that's fine. He is not going to forget. Y'all going to stop. Y'all going to be disappointed. Now, Kendrick will shock the hell out of me, and I'm going to say it, if he does anything with J. Cole, I'll be like, man, he just went to the left real quick. He just, you know, but I don't see that happening. He's not cool with Cole. He be throwing shots at Cole for years, and that's why that thing didn't work. That thing did not work. Them two being together to do that album, and J. Cole was jealous. I think Kendrick realized his jealousy because it must have been some comments that J. Cole made because Kendrick eviscerated J. Cole on his own beat, like on his own song. He killed that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? He destroyed Kendrick the Destroyer destroyed Black Friday, that song. And that's supposed to be J. Cole's beat. And he freaking tore that thing. He tore that thing up, boy. Black Friday, he showed him what the album was going to be like. He didn't like it too much. It didn't taste so good. So J. Cole, it's a combination. I think that didn't work because it's a combination of Kendrick reading his energy and be like, yo, this is a jealous dude. And J. Cole, like, I can't keep up with this guy. So either way, it didn't work, and I was ecstatic because I wasn't feeling J. Cole. J. Cole is a faker for years. Let me see what y'all saying. How do you know he didn't do that off camera? What are you talking about? Down index. Punch was checking the temperature. How do we not know that who didn't do what off camera? Listen, and that's the thing about being real. If you put a camera on me and you trying to interview me, you try to disrespect me, where you show your ass, that's where I'm gonna show my ass. You get me? We gonna do this live. We could do this on camera, Crody. Exactly. So if you can't do it on camera, I got a problem with it. When I tell you Kendrick is a savage, I wasn't kidding, and that's not why my my channel's called for me, but we're similar. Lizelle's laughing. Yeah, you do stuff off camera. No, let's do it on camera. Let's do it right here. Diva Punch TD is smart like that. Punch checking the temperature. Yeah, he was checking the temperature, and like I said, Punch to me deserved better. Punch deserved way better than just the disrespect. Kendrick destroyed. Yeah, Punch deserved better. Valley Doctor. Yeah, Punch deserved better. J. Cole chase. Yeah, J. Cole's been jealous of Kendrick. I've been saying it. I've been saying it. Some of my videos, I have some videos showing when J. Cole first put him on stage and was like, "Hey, I have a surprise guest," and we looked at his face. J. Cole didn't look happy at the reception, and also when Kendrick walked off stage, the way his audience was like, "No, Kendrick, don't go," whatever. J. Cole was like, "Damn," he was like making little comments that you could tell he was just pissed off. But let me see what other quotes that we have. The funniest quote, one of the funniest quote is when Drake on this says, "F the big three. Anyway, there was too much chefs in the kitchen." So I never laughed so hard in my life. He literally agrees with Kendrick. He literally said, "F the big three, fuck the big three." You're right, Kendrick. It was too much going on. What he said? What he said? He said, anyway, there was too many chefs in the kitchen. He said, yeah, it was too complicated. F the big three. He agreed with Kendrick. He agreed with Kendrick. He was like, it's too many chefs. You know what's crazy? Like, he didn't really say, he does say he's the best, but he didn't say it in this moment. So it's like, you know what, Kendrick? Like, yeah, you got, and plus he already told him, what's the previous quote? He said, you do big arena, like what he said to Kendrick? He said, they know you in the bigger markets. Like, you do the bigger markets. I have like Cambodia or whatever. And then the fact that he said F the big three, he agreed with him. He agreed with him. It was the weirdest thing. Oh my goodness. He was like, yeah, it's too much. It became too hard. So this was like, this album, all these albums that Drake dropped was like the Heart Part 6. The Heart Part 6. Remember in the Heart Part 6 diss track that Drake put out, it literally sounded like he gave up, he was depressed, he waved the white flag. He was like, you know what, when you're ready to talk or whatever, then we could talk, It was like when somebody beats you senseless and you like, I didn't want to have this fight anyways. I was just really trying to talk. Like, I was just kidding about this whole thing. But the reason why Drake will not be forgiven is because he's still doubling down and taking Kendrick to court and wanting the paternity test and all this stuff. Man, he lucky he don't go. And he's such a knucklehead. He would try to probably go to Compton. You know what I'm saying? Because the game is like his bestie. And why do y'all think he flew Game in and did a candlelight dinner? Is that his bad bitch? What's going on, chat? What y'all think? The game, because it cannot be for writing. It can be for writing. Is that his new flavor of the month or not? Like, literally tell me. Why did he flew in? Chat, what y'all think? Why he flew and gave him a little bad bitch dinner and flew him out, try to, get him all, he got the game together. I don't know. He was trying to treat him better than Puffy, but I digress. See, that's why it's like, don't get me started. Because he was like, what, Diddy used to take you here, whatever. Because here's the thing. If I think Game kind of might have written some of this stuff, but I think Game was like, I don't care. They Here's the thing: Game is not formally credited because I checked. He's not formally credited, so So I'm like, okay. So what is he? The bad bitch? Is that his new bad bitch? Like, what's going on? Let me see. I love you, big savage, Chris. Thank you so much. That's sweet. Shout out. So he's not credited on the album unless he did a deal, and which I believe he might have done a deal like, you don't have to credit me, we got an understanding, you know what I'm saying, just like child support, like adult support, like, okay, you're gonna drop 50K on me, yeah, get me straight, and the dinner's included, do I get a petty, no, okay, I'll just fly in your jet, okay, because there's a deal that went on. Drake's relationships are all transactional, including his parents' relationship, are all transactional. Tell me I'm wrong. That freaking Dennis is on a serious payroll. He's on a serious allowance. And that's why he tried to help Drake. He was like, nah, I don't got no cancer, but I did maybe a long time ago. And the way he was saying it was like, nah, everything's gone. Like, people don't know what to believe. Game knows his limits. Kendrick still has pull and counting. Drake is Game is playing a very dangerous game. Get it? By him going on that side and denouncing, like, I don't think his own set even supports him. Like, and Compton, they despise him. Like, Smack was talking crazy on him. Like, nobody respects him. Nobody. He's a disloyal little hoochie. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody respects him. So I don't know what the hell. Game knows his limits, but this thing is gonna get worse before it gets better. Game is gonna try to do some nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what the hell's going on. Like I said, I think Drake might be treating him better than Diddy or whatever the situation is. But he's going to try some stuff because that's another one that lost his complete mind. In order for you to hang out with Drake, you have to be like him. Tell me who you hang with, and I'm going to tell you who you are. You are the average of the 5 people around you. And if you hang out with that many people, okay, cool. But you know what I'm saying? After a while, maturing is realizing you don't have that many friends. You just have a quality of people. It's not about quantity. Because if you used to hang out with 20 chicks and it's like y'all would turn or whatever, after a while you're going to realize you can't call them all when you need help. They're not always, it's not about the masses amount of people. But people do, have love for you and can respect you, but you have to pick and choose the right people. And these relationships that Drake has, they're all transactional. There's nothing because of true love. Everybody trying to use him, and he's too stupid to realize that they're trying to use him. So, by the way, another line that is funny, before we wrap this up, is, what is it, the braids? I almost fell out of my seat when that boy said, what is it, the braids? I thought it was, I literally thought it was a meme. Like, I thought, like, the little snippets that I heard, I thought it was a joke. I thought, like, AI. I literally was giving AI the credit, everything. This boy said, what is it, the braid? Even when I cut them, I could never fade. Let me say that again. He literally said, what is it, the braids? Like Kendrick. And then he said, even when I cut them, I could never fade. You trying to pretend you cut your hair, Drake? You trying to pretend you don't do glue removal or, like, take off your lace front? You really trying to? Drake, you really trying to, right? That's what you're trying to say? He thinks the audience is not dumb. The audience is not dumb. Stop talking about no freaking cut off your braids. When you take your lace front, you have patches. Remember? You were on that stream. Where was it? With Aiden Ross, and we were like, damn, the stress patches. It looked like a map. It looked like, you know what I'm saying? It looked like the globe of the world with different, water areas or whatever. I don't know what's going on. There's some hair oil for that. I'm only trying to help. He's wearing a man unit and he's wearing this thing. I still think y'all think it's just a man unit. I think the beard is the tape on beard with the little black spray, what I'm saying, as a finishing touch. But he literally said, what is it, the braids? He said, what is it, the braids? Oh my God. Talking about, and he talked about, he also threw shots at Top Dog. He insinuated that he was with some chick that filed like a harassment charge or something. Like, he talked crazy about Top Dog. Yeah, this thing was crazy. Let me see. What else am I missing? It was so many this. But yeah, I mean, this whole album is a tragedy. It's a tragic story, Macbeth. Like, it was a cry for help. It shows that he's alone. It shows that nobody's backing him up. It shows. And did y'all see that video? Also, the video, when I talked about Drake, my last video, I put a little clip in that video where they interview Yachty. Yachty can't give you no swag neither. I don't know who you hang with, right? They interviewed Yachty the week before Iceman, and people like, yo, Yachty was his boy, right? So, and I don't know if that other one that professed his love for Little whatever was on the album as a writer. I don't think he was credited, but Little Yachty made me laugh because they asked him like, yo, you have something to do with this album? Are you on the album? And he's like, I don't know nothing about that. I'm going to find out with y'all. He said, I'm going to find out. And he kind of smirked and he was like, I'm going to find out with y'all. No, I had nothing to do with the writing either. And you could tell because Kendrick literally said, Kendrick is the Moses of rap, respectfully. Because he was like, Yachty will not give you swag anymore, and it is written. And Yachty and him have dispersed, and they are currently in separation. So he don't F with him no more. You know what I'm saying? If they fuck with each other, they don't do it no more. Because Yachty was like, I don't know that dude and that dude's album. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I had nothing to do. I'm going to find out with y'all. So he's over there having popcorn along with us, having little drinks and laughing at this goddamn album. Yachty can't. So he was like, Kendrick was like, power, and it is written. And everything that Kendrick's saying is like, you know what I mean? Parting the waters. He parted the waters, and these two are in separation now. So Kendrick is a prophet. I keep saying it, stop fighting me. You know what I mean? A lot of people be like, what? You just be gassing, like saying too much. All his stuff cannot be a coincidence. After the 5,000th coincidence, we gonna have to stop saying it's a coincidence. Like I said, Kendrick's like, shh, and it is written, and it's happening, and it's God's plan to show y'all the liar. And J. Cole's like, I'm the liar. No, I'm the liar. They're both fighting to tell you that they're the liars. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, I agree, Kendrick. There's no big three. He literally gave Kendrick the crown. Thank you. This is like a long heart part 6. This whole album, these 3 albums. I don't give a fuck who you hang with. Man, Kendrick's lyrics are aging like beyond fine wine. Yes, Dallas. The way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you dress, trying to copy Kendrick. Yeah, and him having that girl laying on his lap like Luther, he was trying, and even in Nokia chat, didn't he imitate Kendrick? He tried to do Squabble Up, and like, I don't know what he was imitating, what video he was imitating. He was imitating Kendrick. And he was imitating the Pop Out, I think. The same setting. He had the same setting as the Pop Out. That boy is so lost. He's gonna need a team of therapists. He need to put all that, drop the lawsuit and just, admit himself into an insane asylum. Chris, I really love you. Oh, that's nice. Are you subscribed to me, Chris? If you love me, you subscribed? That he's 100% prophetic. He is psychic, just like Cat Williams. A lot of people be like, "Oh, why did Cat Williams go on the Shannon Sharp show and predict all these things?" Because he literally said, I forgot on the Tonight Show, whatever. He said, "I'm a psychic. I'm psychic. I have those type of abilities." And everybody's like, "Oh, he's so funny." No, he really is. It's just okay that Mr. Sheldon, the Super Bowl show too. Yeah, he tried to imitate. Yeah, he tried to imitate the Super Bowl and the runway of the Pop Out show with the girls and stuff. It's so freaking weird. All Drake does is imitate Kendrick. He's obsessed. Now I literally see that he is obsessed with him. He did so many people. He did. Wait, yeah, he did so many people on this album. ASAP Rocky had a song. Um, TD, he tried to diss all these people. J. Cole, he tried to diss. I forgot all the people. He kind of give props to Meek Mill. Oh, he said I'll subscribe. Now I'm done with you. This whole time, that's like people that be like I love you in like a day or whatever, and then like they just love the vibes. You know what I'm saying? They just love the vibes. It's like you love me with no data. You have like no info, no information. You like, you know what I'm saying? You didn't do your research, but I thank you. That's nice of you to say. I'll subscribe right now. You do that. You go, boy. In my Martin voice. So yeah, little baby chose a side. Look at the hearts. Is that you putting those hearts, Chris? I love it. And I like the subscribers that be like, oh, you so cute, you so whatever. I am okay. All right, that's cute too. You know, I'm all business though. You get me? I'm focused, but it's all good. Um, the way he gave Meek Mill props, and it's like, yo, I'm sorry, yeah, Chris, yeah, subscribe, stop being. Yo, there's people that literally miss a show. There's people be like that be leaving comments. I be erasing a lot. They're like, I like to watch you. You know, they be saying stuff like that. You know, Kendrick got stalker, I got stalker, y'all got stalker. Like we all got or admirers. I'll say. Okay. Yeah. Okay. He's back to focus. Yeah. Little baby trolls. Okay. Yeah. Little baby. I think little baby was trolling. To be honest, I don't know. Yeah. This escalated fast, right? Magwap dropped. Told Drake to back off TDE. They have something planned. Oh my! I can't. Yeah. He did, and he also acted like he was calling Kendrick. Miss Lashad, you laughing. You're so funny. Miss Lashad, I gotta hug you. I love all my subscribers. Like, y'all are funny as hell. You know what I mean? This escalated. This turned into a little Valentine's thing. Like, I love you, girl. You so cute. You so this. Yeah. I'm in my... Okay, so let's see. What else? Cancel. There's so much. There's so many things. I didn't catch everything because God help me, I cannot listen to this album. But he is drowning in auto tune. He is crying for help, and I guess we're laughing at his pain. You do, yeah, okay. It's today, Chris. Is today the first time you're seeing me? So funny. And Smack, yeah, did you see the video, Miss Michelle? I uploaded the video about Smack saying that something big is coming. Yo, let me tell you something about Smack. Smack is extremely passionate. Like he will crash out for Kendrick. Like they got Kendrick's back like you would not believe. I like Smack. I talk to Smack. He entertains me. He makes me laugh so much because sometimes he's funny with words, and I remember when he said he signed an NBA and he couldn't talk about certain things. He's always connected with Kendrick, but when he said he signed an MBA, Miss Michelle, I almost and chat I almost fell out. And he was back on Fig, and they were like, Smack, what the hell you mean? You signed an NBA? Like what? An NBA? Like you about to play? And they were trying to decipher what he was in. And they were like, wait, he said he can't talk about. You mean an NDA? So he is crazy, out of control, like silly and funny. But he don't play by no damn Kendrick. And I remember last year, he predicted something was coming before the GNX album, and people were not taking him serious, because I guess he's silly. And if you see his stories, he's always like, he's running down the street on a freaking bike, falling, and he's like, "Don't record this!" Like, he is gold. He's like reality show gold to watch. He's so silly. He was trying to pop a champagne, and it poured all over. I forgot, child, whatever, his co-host or whatever. And that dude looked like he was about to leave the whole set. He's like, "Yo, you always doing something." But the one thing he don't play about is no damn Kendrick. He goes to all, like, he's been to his shows. Like, he was TDE very, very heavy. He was, working with TDE and stuff, but he's still connected with Kendrick. So Kara cannot wait to see what's coming. So I just uploaded this afternoon or this morning, I don't remember, that Smack is literally saying, and when Smack says it, and so this is a good segue into our last thing, which is Kendrick and Baby. By the way, quick little side note: Baby Keem was the night of Iceman. Baby Keem, ironically, was at he was in Canada. Are you single? I can't do it, yo. Oh my goodness. Are you single? Anyways, so Baby King was in Canada, and he was like getting love from all these people. It's so ironic because like Drake is not getting love from his followers. He is hated right now online because of this album. It's so crazy. So what was I gonna say? So but Smack is literally, you have to go through us first. Yo, y'all are so funny. That is so funny. Anyway, Smack says something big is coming. Miss Michelle, your sense of humor is top notch. That's why you're a Kendrick fan, because all of us have funny. Like, if you understand Kendrick's humor, you got to be a funny person yourself. Hit the like button too, Chris, while you're at it. Show me you really love me. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Yo, they don't play. They don't play. I'm learning that. Like, I'm still new at this, even though it's been a year, but they don't play. Yo, this is turning into, yo, y'all want to do a like a singles date night? Like, yo, singles, we're going to do a singles chat for the people. Y'all talking there. I'll moderate, make sure y'all straight. I'll provide the music. I'm pretty good with that. You know what I'm saying? I'll provide the sounds. I'll get. Oh, and we're missing Miss Marianne. Okay, shout out to Miss Marianne. Stop flirting with her. It's not the first. Like, y'all don't see stuff that I take off. But he's harmless. Because my trigger finger has been real happy all night. I removed, like, I caged 4 owls. Nothing. It's light work. It's just a regular Saturday, early evening or whatever. But it's all good. That's funny. With these predators who cannot be too careful, Kara. Yeah, security. That's like in that movie Head of State. Security. That movie's funny as hell. So, yeah, crazy. So Kendrick, so Isaiah Rashad. So Kendrick is coming. It's our last thing. Kendrick is coming. Isaiah Rashad had an interview, and he was like, I haven't seen Kendrick that much in the last few years, but I've been seeing him a lot lately this year. I see him in the studio all the time. And it was almost innocent, but like he splurged that out. He's like, I seen him. Now, when the two fans took pictures of Kendrick, two different fans of, he popped out and two different fans found him. He was near a studio, by the way. And so, Texas is going to have fun with this. Chris, stop it. Oh, Edward has entered the chat. Yeah. Oh, it's about to be. Some people like the music choices. They be like Miss Mary. That's why I'm shouting out Miss Marianne. When you see this, I hope you see this, cause she's like, what is in your soul? You be putting so much sexy music. You be hitting it to the bottom of my soul with my edits. I know what y'all, and I got some music too. I'm gonna probably put an edit tonight. I gotta do my commentary so YouTube won't, send it to the Cosmic, and if they do, I'll do a, circadian return, circadian rhythms return. I'll double back like a deluxe. Klein's. Some of y'all names is really challenging. Smack from back on face just announced something. Yeah, just yo, you must have just came in. I already uploaded that hours ago, and I just talked about that. Yeah, he said something big is coming. Isaiah Rashad also. Absol has been in the studio like crazy. He was in the studio with AZ Chike, but then he was also did a cryptic message with he did a cryptic message with who was it? Who was it? Jill Scott. Like Jill Scott and him were working on something also. Um um what's his name? Uh, Schoolboy Q has been hitting the gym like a madman. Like, you know, he was hitting the gym like that when he was about to go on tour with Kendrick, and he's back hitting the gym like crazy. And he's like, I don't smoke, I don't do anything. Because don't you think Kendrick said to them and had a talk, and if they're planning this black hippie stuff, Kendrick has sat them down and said, yo, y'all gotta take this serious. So did y'all watch that video that I just uploaded? That is a very important video. So I'm gonna break it down and look what they're saying. Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. I haven't heard that phrase in a while, bringing me back to my mom. Knock it off, y'all knock it off. I get weird vibes about apps, so maybe it's just me. Yeah, well, the thing about, yeah, I remember the champion tour. Savage, do you love? Oh, thank you, Chris. That's so nice to give me permission to do me. I'ma do me, like Kendrick said. I'ma do me. We gotta compete for her love. It's crazy. Um, so anyways, y'all are hilarious. As far as like Absol and some of the vibes, here's the thing. For me and Absol, like I'm like I just want him to be healthy and to be, you know, okay. Ever since that Lori, you know, that his partner, passing away was so crazy. That thing was so crazy. So many unanswered questions behind that. Um, that I want to make sure he's okay. Like, so I put up a video saying, Kendrick saying like we got a weird. He's like we got a weird relationship. Me and Black Hippie when they asked him years ago about is there a Black Hippie album, and he's like. Basically, what he was trying to say is like Schoolboy Q is a clown. Like this one is like we're too close, meaning like I know what that must be like. If Kendrick's very disciplined, so if he says we're gonna be in the studio working on this, he's bright and early. Every producer that has worked with Kendrick has said that he just one producer said that he was sitting by the curve before they even opened, like before he got even in the studio. He was like sitting there like by 5 or 6 in the morning, and they were getting there early, and he got there earlier than them. And it was like he's like, hi, like I'm already here. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it could be a discipline issue, and they have to be disciplined to do this album because this is what Kendrick's burden is. You gotta be on the same page with 4 people, and if Kendrick puts out this album, this Black Hippie, they gotta do a tour, right, Chad? They have to do a tour. So if they're doing a tour, they gotta be responsible. Kendrick started his tour almost always on time or 15 minutes late, which is not that bad for a concert. He was like right on time. Like one of the concerts, I was like, dag, I was like running a little late, and that thing done started. I was like, yo, DJ must already played. Oh my god, So he don't play no games. And if they're doing a tour, they gotta all be committed. They all have to be committed and be like, look, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do interviews. It's a big commitment. And yeah, my quiet storms be hitting people like, yeah, my quiet storms be something serious. Don't keep flirting with her. It's definitely time for a quiet storm drop. Texas, yes, but I gotta do the commentary. And thank you for the people that be like, oh, you have a nice voice for the the commentary. I'm her favorite. You're right, Chris. You just got here. Some of these people been subscribed. They've been showing me love. We're talking about love, right? Yeah, love. Trying to get this off if he keeps his schedule. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Care Bear. Kendrick is extremely professional. And he knows that he can talk to SZA and he can be like, "Hey SZA, we gotta go, we gotta do this." And even SZA was like sick one time, one of the shows, and she was like, she pushed through. They were giving her so much medicine that she was resting. She didn't do the pop out, and she said it because she was feeling under the weather because she was trying to do too much. And Kendrick was like, don't do the pop out, just cancel it. And one of the cities was mad, I forgot, but she kept her schedule, so he was happy. He was able to talk to her, and she performs like she'll do it for him because she wants to be on a big stage. She's never been in like stadiums like that, but as a co-headliner. But for him to control three other people, that's more challenging. So, and he was trying to get her off stage. He keeps a schedule, and that's why he's successful. He don't play around with people's time because your presence is a present. That's why I always, end my lives like that, saying your present, my present, our present is a present. It's good to be in the present. Kendrick is a professional mastermind. One thing I love about Kendrick, he keeps his TDE family involved and paid. Okay, because he's winning on the big stage. He got Schoolboy Q. He gave a little money to Dolce, for her opening up for him. He's feeding the family. He's feeding the TDE family. And then he put SZA. SZA's not PG Lang. And it was kind of rumored that SZA wanted to be PG Lang. She was crying out for help a year before this concert. She was putting a bunch of tweets saying like, TDE Punch won't let me get off my contract. They're not promoting my album. My album's taking forever. And as soon as Kendrick stepped in, he done met with them. And I said this before in another live. He done met with them and was like, okay, what do we need to move her album forward? And that's why that woman has deep love for him. That good old fashioned love. She SZA love. She don't play by no damn Kendrick, because as soon as he stepped in, did his little meeting, and it's kind of, sexist too or whatever, because they weren't listening to her so much. They were delaying her album. I don't know why. And as soon as Kendrick came in and was like, yo, I'm going to put her on stage, they were like, all right, because the family's going to eat. And that's money that's also going to TDE. And it's not just about money, it's about opportunity. They're promoting her album on a stadium tour. So people that didn't know about SZA and freaking Spain are freaking crying out her name, saying, she's a queen. They were chanting all over. She's never been to some of these countries. She went to Brazil. She went to Amsterdam. She's like, I've never been to a lot of these places. And she loved Paris. She loved all these places. And it gave her a lot of opportunities. And it gave Dolce an opportunity to be exposed since she's a newer artist. So Kendrick is making sure they are having generational wealth. So one thing I love about Kendrick, yeah, he keeps the family. I heard the dancers are paid very well. Yes, the dancers had lunch. They had lunch. They had a catering thing, and one of the dancers was telling me that they missed the catering. They made enough money. They made enough money, because I know there's a controversy going on right now. Somebody came out and said that the GNX features, they said only got paid $10,000. But here's the thing: if I'm a rapper and I'm a singer, I would pay Kendrick to be on that stage. Like, and it's not confirmed; it's just somebody that's saying it. But he pays his dancers very well, because they already a couple of them. I spoke to them and they were talking about like they were getting their hair done, they were getting this done, they had people making them custom outfits, they had travel, everything was paid for, and they were getting a fee per day. They were getting paid per day, and there was a large amount of money that they do not make at that age or whatever their age is a day. A lot of people work and they're making 25, 30, 50, whatever, 100 an hour. They were making way more than that an hour. And everything in the catering was unlimited, and they had money, to go out partying. They had transportation. They were flying, and everything was covered for them. So that's why a lot of them, when they were on this tour, I documented them in every city, shopping like crazy, spending a lot of money, and they were making a lot of money. Think about it. The people, the dancers that continue with Kendrick throughout this whole tour, if y'all knew how much they got paid a day, you're gonna be like, oh my heavenly Father, they got paid enough. It's like they got paid what somebody can make in a year, in a few months, or more than what they make in a year, what somebody makes in a year. And they did have rehearsals and everything. They had to keep rehearsals, but they knew they got the dances down packed, you know. So let me see. No, that's Kendrick helped SZA that way. Yes, he met with TDE, and she was. If you know, you know. Chat knows. If y'all follow SZA and you know, she was crying out for help. She was beefing with Punch like crazy. It was actually embarrassing. She was like, Punch won't put out my album. Punch, you know, I want to get out of my contract. She was yelling out for help. and and Punch just answered saying like, I'm still her manager. Like, he's like real laid back and kind of was laughing about it, and I found that kind of strange. And whatever happens, Kendrick resolved it. Let's just say that Kendrick resolved it. Kendrick solved the problem and let her make sure that she got paid. And that's why I did all those, you know, videos on them, because they had great, phenomenal on stage chemistry. So, you know, it's not just about chemistry, it's about like-minded people. When you know, are, you know, connected with somebody, it's about having the same mindset and being able to work together. Because if there's a problem, they respect each other so much that they know how to disagree in a professional way, is what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. If you check it out, you can literally look at that and you can see SZA's old tweets and stuff. So the K9s, they came through for Kendrick. Yeah. SZA collect. When will I be seeing you? Oh, it's like when you make you know, it's like with Kendrick on stage for the first time. I knew you was TDU CSI. TDE CSI is crazy. Um, I'm not TDE. I'm not saying I'm TDE. I'll just say that. How does Drake pay? Um, in Devastation, all you get from him is a baddie chain. Devastation and Karma. That's how Drake pays. What the hell? What the hell? Oh God, I'm gonna have to. Oh Jesus Christ! Oh, dear Lord, it's a big crime, baby. I can't. Okay, I had to. Tyrese, hi, how you doing? Poor I can't, yo. Y'all are bugging out in this chat. That's for real. That's hilarious. Um, so I yeah, let me see. When somebody says eye contact with Kendrick, you know, I talk about this often. People ask me, you're so funny. I talk about this often. People ask me, what does it feel like to see Kendrick for the first time? When I first recorded Kendrick, when I first saw Kendrick, um, and I've been following Kendrick for a long time before this GNX thing, and before this GNX tour. The first time Kendrick, you know, came out on stage, it is so shocking. Like, his energy, it's like a wind. It's like, you know, I try to describe it many times, and it's like I froze. I froze because he's a whole presence, and it's something like you've never felt before. And I know people be like, "Oh, you glazing him." I glaze me up then. You know what I'm saying? Glaze factory, that's fine. I'm with it. But it's shocking, his energy. It's like, I guess I could read energy. I'm very sensitive to energy, so it's just very shocking. He's extremely powerful, and he's so confident. Like, he moves like he just comes in and he's right to it. He gets right to it. He sounds just like the album, and he's just like, I got a bone to pick. You know, he'll just start like it's nothing, and then he'll zoom in. So he sees me recording. He's seen me recording, you know, And that's why sometimes he's like, I see you, because I be saying the words too. I be just sometimes I have to stay still like to record, but I just be wanting to, and some footage doesn't make it. Or sometimes I get enough footage and then I'm like, okay, then I'm gonna turn the camera off, and the rest of the song I'm gonna just be vibing and dancing and jumping and doing whatever. But when he makes eye contact, you just freeze. You just freeze. I just freeze and record, and it's like, yo, because he knows that we're looking, and he knows like when people are really passionate, and he could read your energy. He knows like you really are into him or whatever, and he just like he'll do stuff like he'll wave, he'll point at you, he'll say stuff. It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. But it's so many people around Kendrick. It's hard, but let's see. Poor Taint. I'm still laughing at that. I'm just being silly. I'm gonna talk about us that way. Cutie patootie. Yeah, but he's so powerful. When you see him in person, he's a sweetheart. But when he's on stage, he's like a total like animal on stage. Like he's just like the way he just ran up on stage. Like the first time I ever seen him and recorded him, because I'm always like I always try to be in the energy pit, which is right there. He just runs up on stage, or he comes on stage. Like when he comes out on stage, he's just like so into it, like powerful, and he just like be singing, and it's like the album came to life. It's like the person that you see on TV or whatever. It's like right there, and he's just like crazy, you know. So Sean Kendrick is a kid. Oh God, what happens? Those magical Care Bear. Care Bear. Remember people faces too. He would acknowledge you. So he knows. Kendrick has an extremely good memory. Kendrick did caught uh oh my god. It was so close. I gotta do it. And by that time I'll be done. Okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I had to do it. I had to do it a couple times. Yes. Um, he's gonna catch a quick fade. Like I have to remove him. I have to remove him. Yeah. So Kendrick, like I said, he remembers. The way we're looking at him, he's looking at the crowd. And in that video that I also put, that he feels bad when he can't reach everybody, because everybody's like, please sign my stuff, and he's like, I put myself in these people's shoes, because he goes back to talk about Tupac, when he was trying to get Tupac's attention. Hell, he was trying to get J. Cole's attention when J. Cole, was out, and he was already an artist before Kendrick. He was like a little bit known or whatever, and he was trying to get J. Cole's attention, and that's also happened. So he relates to that, and he be doing everything. He does more than we expect, and then that we also say stuff, for the people that haven't heard me talking about this. We also say stuff. We're like, give me that, that golden smile. Come on, this is for my subscribers. I be saying that. Yo, you got a whole channel waiting for this footage. Come on, where's that smile? It's like 10 o'clock. We didn't get the smile. Like, I be saying all kinds of stuff. And we do too. Everybody in the, a lot of people in the energy pits, And like, I saw him a little bit. Like, I saw him in the little carts, when the show was over. But it's hard to get near him, because they got him surrounded, and he just goes like he's out, But I had seen him, and I put a video up where he was like drinking like crazy. Like he was like, after the show, understandably, and they just took him in those little carts. They be using those carts to bring him from one place of the stadium to another place. But he does remember. He makes eye contact, and he walks all around the stage. He's very fair, because the stage, the way it's designed, it's like a weird design, and the people on this side of the stage on the floor seats, if he doesn't walk around there, they will never see him. And some artists just stay like in one spot of the stage, and you can't get good footage, or he doesn't, you don't walk around to see all your peoples. But he walks, he doesn't stay still. He mostly stays in the front by the energy pit, and that's why that's the ideal spot if you're trying to record, or if you want to be close. I'm always inches away from Kendrick. Like some of my footage, because I'm not that tall, I'm like, you can see Kendrick is like all the way up, and I'm like recording like that. But I think Kendrick has something coming up that is major. I want to end with that. Absol, all of them are working. J Rock, be putting subliminals. They free put like they. I don't understand a lot of their subliminals, and sometimes I don't want to upload, some of the stuff, because Dave Free be putting like one time he put a happy face on a paper, you know what I mean, and the stuff that it's like some of it I did upload that, and people like, I don't know what the hell that is, you know what I mean. So but they're all like throwing subliminals at the same time. Now it's getting heavy, so start saving your Kendrick funds or whatever if you want to see him, because I don't know what is coming up, but um so yeah, he will stare into your soul. Kendrick will stare into your soul and make you freeze. That's the best way I could describe it. Like it will make you freeze. Thank you. That's funny. Like other people that just stand. Yeah, he walks around. Right. Talk to you. Thank you. That's why I be thinking you work with them. Um, I understand, Klein. Um, like I'm something. I'm ambiguous about it. I'm ambiguous, like as far as answering that. I'm gonna just say I'm a fan. She's a fan, she's a fan, she's a fan. But I want the best footage. I want the best, content. I want y'all to see stuff that y'all don't see, you know, too many places, and that's why I'm always putting up stuff. And some of the stuff, you're gonna see, because everybody that's recording at the concerts, we're uploading, the video. But I want to bring y'all the experience. So if many of y'all cannot go, y'all can have the experience, of the concerts. I'm a music enthusiast. Music. I'm a writer. I write poetry, of course. I write, and I mix music. Music is everything. So I can relate to Kendrick. I have a video also that Kendrick talks about. He's in the studio to a point where it's like an obsession, and he explained what he does in his time off, and he said, I spend time with family, I do this, I do that, but then he gotta go to the studio. And because I understand an active mind, because when you're creative, you always thinking of stuff. Like right now, I'm already thinking about what I have to upload, and I got so many videos. I got like over 800 things, but YouTube don't let me sometimes be great. So, and I can't physically upload that much. One time I uploaded 14 things in one day. I went cray, and that's too much. I don't want to overwork myself also. And plus, the videos that I'm doing, I have to, do commentary. I gotta do, I gotta do the stuff right. So, or whatever they're saying. So that's what happens with Kendrick. Like he's always thinking about. Just imagine, to create those type of songs, to create those type of experiences, it takes a lot of hours, a lot of dedication, and he said he has to see it all the way through. So he's, involved in the artwork. He's involved in the look. He's involved in merch. He's involved in production of music. He's involved. He knows how to work those things. He's the writer of the songs. He creates a mood. He gets a mood, because people ask me, how do I record, and I wanted to do that video, but I wanted to put it in the members lounge, but you know what the situation is, members, right now, so I'm not able to, of how I edit, because some music lovers, are very curious. So I might put that video up. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to wait it out for this month or whatever, but for my members, so I'm gonna figure it out. Just let me know what y'all want, members, and subscribers. But it's all about an emotion, and he was talking about that, and I relate to that, because I have an emotion when it comes to producing or editing something. I always have like an emotion. I'm like, like my next emotion, because you're gonna see I'm talking about it right now, and I'm gonna put it up later on or whatever. It's like, since Kendrick is coming or something's happening, so I'm gonna do something with "Are You Ready?" which I've kind of done something like that, but I'm gonna take a different thing for it. And I got so much footage of Kendrick and so many pictures. That's why people were like, "Yo, how did you get Kendrick at his high school, in the hallway of his high school? Wearing, I think it was FUBU or something." And it's like, I have a lot of stuff, and I want to share. So right now, like I said, it starts with an emotion and intention, and then I match everything up to the music, and it's a process that never ends. People that are creative with whatever you do, whether it's fashion, whether it's music, whether it's food, you're always thinking of new recipes, and the goal is, were you better today than you were yesterday? Always try to learn something. And I got better. I remember when I first started editing, they know my subscribers has been with me for this year. I've only been here for a year. They know I was like, yo, it took me like 3 hours to do a 10-second or 15, 20-second edit. Like, yo, this is crazy. This is insane. I'm never gonna get this. But I'm creative, and practice does make perfect. So just keep improving. And I kept learning, and I just, because I know what I want, and I can see everything as a movie, and that's why I love Luther the video so much, and I think Kendrick needs to do that into a movie, because I had that picture just like that, the way he did it, the choice of love, going with the person that you count on, or with a new fancy brand new thing. And I think he was very telling in Luther, because SZA was like the playing, like, also like a seductress, something kind of different, when he was waiting for her outside of the car. So I be thinking like that, like I think of things like that. Do I want to do a jealousy thing? And so it always starts like that for me, like, when for the people that are curious about how I edit, it always starts with a feeling. And sometimes I hear a song, and then when I hear a song, I'm like, I know what this is. I picture the whole thing. I know how I want it to end, what I have to do, transitions. You got it, girl. Thank you. So, but thank you so much for being here. That's all we're gonna cover. Y'all want to keep me in these things like 4 or 5. I see content creators being live like 3 or 4 hours. I'll be like, damn, because it's fun. We're hanging out. This y'all want Saturday date. You gotta go. Both Keem and Kendrick have crazy energy pits. Yeah, I'm passing being Kendrick fan. I'm a student. Right. You're learning. That's what's up. Yeah, and that's why I was like, Kendrick doesn't do corny things. Like, the fireman thing would have been funny, and like that's what my apps would say. Some of my things I put fireman. Some of the apps were saying like he's doing fireman, he's dropping TikTok and all that stuff. Oh, thank you so much. Let me see if I have it. Thank you. I gotta do that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Cause yeah, YouTube is hating on us, man. It's so bad. I'm not even telling you how bad it is. Like, I'm suffering. Members, salute. Subscribers. Thank you so much. Like, I'm literally. That's why I was talking to Charles Brown about. I was like, yo, I'm literally doing appeals, man. I'm knee deep in YouTube appeals to save my channel and just to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. All I want to do is give y'all fantastic music, fantastic content, amazing edits, phenomenal information that y'all didn't know, or just stuff that's interesting. Because a lot of people didn't know, like, Kendrick did 2 songs with Q-Tip. I put one of the songs up, and people are like, oh my God, it's a vibe. So I want to bring you good content. YouTube just be hating on us. We just want to do something we love. Kendrick said, to time we love y'all. Yeah. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Thank you for supporting my channel. So if y'all have any questions, like, but everything else, like, we just have to stay tuned. Do you even attend Kendrick's concert? Do you even attend? Edward, I know you lost your mind. I know you. Do you even attend I'm gonna give it to you because you kind of knew. That's what made my channel famous. Is my concert footage. Yeah, I was just talking. Where were you? Where were you? Edward. Yeah, I was just saying like how I record and like I literally have a video that says how I record and I did a tour of the energy thing. So yeah, you've been supporting me, Edward. That's why I didn't get trigger figured. Thank you. Your music diva was like, yo, Edward, knock it. In the words of Edward, knock it off. But I'm saying maybe you didn't know because you're kind of new. You know what I'm saying? But that's how my channel blew up with the concert, the GNX concert, footage. And a lot of people was like, man, you don't go to the concert, so I made a whole video. I actually made a longer video in the members lounge. My members are right here. Like they'll tell you, I made a longer video where I said I took him on behind the scenes. I'm like, yo, Kendrick was here. He popped out. I did a thing of the where he popped out with SZA, that mall. I also show how I record. The energy pit, me entering the energy pit, what we got to go through, how they let us in, where they keep us. So if you want to see, just type on my channel how I record. I did a couple of those. I also did it with the clips. I went to one of the clips things. um I go to other concerts too, but I don't know if y'all be interested in some of the stuff I go to. I went to Phony PPL. I love them. Um, I Masego, like I like a lot of people. Jill Scott. I be at different things. Um, let's see. The her content. Yeah. It's all good. When you started, now look at you. Miss Michelle literally's been holding my hand throughout this whole thing. Like she seen me, I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing in these lives. Like I don't know what's going on. Like it's so scary. And like a lot of content creators are saying, this thing is not that easy. It is not that easy. Like you gotta get yourself together. You gotta research a lot in order to know what the hell's going on. I literally watch hip hop and I study hip hop all day long. I study hip hop for a living. So, like, I'm always, people be like, even people in my family, they're like, how you know that? I'm like, man, this is what I do. Like, stuff that they don't know. I'm like, nah, he appealed, he did this, he did that. Like, I be knowing when it happens. And sometimes I be late, like, with stuff, and I be disappointed in myself. We will stay up late waiting for her to drop all over the world. Yeah, I was traveling. I'd be stuck in hotels. I literally was uploading and I was putting messages and telling my subscribers like, yo, I'm editing at a hotel at 3 in the morning. I just got here because I was stuck. I'd be stuck in hotel. I'd be stuck in parking lots. I had got rained on. I forgot my charger in one show. I was about to cry because I didn't have, my phone was like dying. And there was a bunch of content creators. They're like, man, we got you, man. And they plugged me up and stuff. Like, there's so many things that have happened. I fell. I got hurt. Blood, sweat, and tears. I've been in the rain. Like, my hair was messed up. Like, it was just crazy. I was soaking wet. Like, it's just, I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere. I'm like, yo, I got a problem. I'm like, I just need to chill. I'll be working too hard, honestly. I be, posting from everywhere. Oh my God. Okay. I took it off quick. I took that off quick. Salute you. Thank you for what you do. You're truly talented. Thank you. Good work. Your music diva said this was so interesting. Love y'all, Kenfolk. Yeah, Kenfolk. Don't believe everything y'all hear. Research. Make sure some content creators are a little compromised. Even some of the ones we kind of want to like, they're compromised. Because I'm like, yo, come on, you're a funny reactor. Why are you glazing Drake? Like, come on. Like, some of these people breaking my heart. But don't believe everything that what you hear. It's not always what it seems. Like when you hear, oh, Kendrick is doing this, just wait it out. Let's see what it happens. Because like I said, you know, if he does Fireman, an album like that, he didn't do it the night that Drake dropped, because that he don't need to take out the garbage. The garbage being taken out, you know. Love y'all. Thank you so much for supporting me. I appreciate you. Very interesting, and you know, yeah, we'll keep watching these people and seeing. And every week there's more hip hop news, so I'll keep you, you know, up to date with what the heck is happening. I watch these people, I talk to these people, so y'all don't have to. I'll be studying stories for a living. I'll be like, every time somebody, I got so many people that I'm watching to get information and talking. You know, and anything y'all can help me with, y'all can help me. You know what I'm saying? If you know some information and stuff, because I can't catch it all, but I'm pretty, you know, on it. So thank you for being here. Like, comment, subscribe. You can follow me on IG, same name. I'm on TikTok, but I'm not really, you know, big. I'm developing those just in case. I'm not on Twitter yet. I see Twitter, but it's just like some information and stuff. But in case something happens, I'll try to circle back around with another channel, similar name. You get me? If you know, you know. Fully, I finally called live. Thank you so much. Can't wait for the next one. Yeah, I'll try to go live every weekend. You know, I'm trying. I didn't go last weekend, Mother's Day. Everybody got tied in with that or whatever. I'll keep watching since Saturday. Yeah, I got a lot of content. Um, yeah, y'all are funny. Chris is melting. That's why he over here getting on everybody's nerve. Yeah, I had to remove him respectfully, Chris. Wherever you are in the middle of the cosmic, now you get to admire me from a distance. Love from a distance. Story of my freaking life. You know what I'm saying? We in separation. That was a quick little, you know, hello, I love you, get married, divorce. You know, wash, rinse, repeat. Next, thank you, next. So, Chris, he's like, big man, don't start new channels either. Don't even come with me, because I know the energy. I can read the energy. Because if you know, you trolling, I'm going to read the energy. Because I already been there where people start different channels, and it's like, this girl started used three different of her accounts. I still knew it was her. I was like, look, I literally said, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to read this, but I'm going to block you, but I'm going to give you time to read it. And by the time you finish reading it or get this message, you'll be blocked again. So we're going to play this every day. We can do this all the time. We can do this on the weekend. Is that all right with you? So, yeah, he's in the center of the earth, exploring his options. Y'all was so funny. Y'all like, knock it off. Leave her alone. But there's other guys that do those comments, but I kind of remove them, or I just, you know, keep them quiet or whatever, hide them or whatever. I mean, some of them I let them ride if they're respectful. I sent him to the cosmic. He's in the center of the earth, swimming in Tootsie Rolls. I don't know what he's doing, you know, but he's busy. He's quite busy. Maybe he'll help Drake, you know, because Drake is there exploring his options and contemplating and shopping for a new career. Just like J. Cole. J. Cole tried to shop for a new career. He was with Nanjing Monkey Kings in China, and that didn't work out. That career lasted 7 minutes. So now my suggestion is, you know, Drake should be a parody comedian, you know, or something, and just chill. He should, you know, start a new Degrassi All Grown Up series and be back to his goofy ass self. And that might actually be successful, because we might watch it just because we keep making me laugh, waving my hands, and it won't be no threat. Because I don't sure as hell don't want him to sing. Kendrick might have to change that lyric. Keep making me dance, keep making me laugh. He was river dancing at one of his concerts, and I put it on my page and was laughing through that whole edit. Yeah, he's swimming in Tootsie Rolls. And he's singing in auto tune in the center of the earth. He's auto tuning, coming. He's being inspired by Tootsie Rolls. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's doing, but you know, whatever he's doing, Chris is there with him. You know. Amended complaint. Let me chill before I'm in amended complaint. You know, I'm like, I make it. I'll be like, Mama, I made it. I got the ultimate hater. You know what I'm saying? Me and Kendrick got the ultimate hater. But let me stop, because I could clown this dude all day long. And I do. I don't get tired. But thank you so much for being here. Y'all are a trip. And stay tuned to the next live when we have to, pack out people in 2 hours or less. You know what I'm saying? Team Kendrick. Even if it's backwards, you do what you gotta do to read it right. You get me? You get me. You get me. Yeah. Alright, salute. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Love you, Miss Texas. You be holding me down. Don't worry, I'm gonna take care of myself, girl. I'm gonna try to rest. I'm gonna try to rest. I'm gonna try to get some sleep. I don't even be worried. The water signs, shout out to water signs. Shout out to air signs, shout out to earth signs, shout out to what else? Air sign. Earth, yeah. Fire signs, yeah. Let's shout everybody out. You're so informative and engaging. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, stick with me. We'll go places. Come on, I'm kind of lovable. I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll grow on you real quick. Hilarious. See you.